when you have your networking card, we're gonna put a button on there that can introduce people to your network. Say if you know a barber, a hairstylist, a realtor, realtors in different areas. Anyone in your network, you can list them onto the networking link. So when you say meet my network, someone can click on that link and find anyone with a digital card that you want to introduce them to. How awesome is that?
That is pretty cool. I have to say that is really, really good.
To be here.
Okay.
And the neat thing is that I like the platform so much, I bought it. I bought my portal, and they said, no, now that you're a partner, you don't pay anymore. I said, come again? They said, you don't pay anymore, and we're refunding the money that you paid. I'm like, oh, this is wonderful. That's cool. So, yes, that's what's happening. Things are moving really fast.
The most important is to feel good about the platform. Once you feel good about the platform, then you can move forward from there.
Yes, because I said I want something simple. I don't want anything complicated. I don't want anyone to feel like they got to go out here and hire somebody just to do something simple. I said, I like ClickFunnels. I like all of that stuff, but I like to keep stuff a little simple because people are trying to make some money out here. They don't need to be spending all their time trying to set stuff up. I want it easy. Yeah.
You got it. And is that something? Is the business you're involved in? Is that something that can help the 10kcards community? Is that something that can help our clients?
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh. What it can do is take the 10K card to another level, so they have their own website, their own landing pages, and their own email sequence without it being overcomplicated.
Okay, we'll speak on it and then see how we can introduce to the audience. So how is that?
Sounds good to me.
I think Tiffany, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So what we'll do, we'll speak on it offline and then see how we can introduce to the community. How's that?
It sounds good. It really does. I love it. I really do. And I used to run a web company, so I'm used to looking at things like this. And I was blown away. I was like, is this real, or is this something that happened? Going to not be everything? And I have been in and upside down and all around. I cannot find a fault in here. Okay. And I'm like, how did you all take what was my pain point and make it so easy?
Nice.
So, because it's wonderful, because even as someone who's used to looking at the back end of platforms, I get frustrated sometimes. And so I said, I want something that a truck driver, a firefighter could do, somebody that's in the real world. Who, because when you give out the 10K card, it's done. You know what I mean? It's set and it's done, and then you can start making money.
Right.
So yes, I said that's what I'm looking for. They're like, how did you know? I said because I have something that guided me, so I know what I'm looking for. Something easy for people, so they can make some money because we're about collaboration. And I need them not to call me. I need them to call you. Because I need to work on making sure that they get what they need. And then if there's something little technical that you all can just do really quickly, I need them to call you. Because you're my VA now. And they said, we have a whole team. I said, good.
That's it. And one of the reasons I created the channel there for you is because I want to see you start using it aggressively. You know, I'm not the guy to make the one move or the two move and then be like, yeah, let's meet up again tomorrow. We're not doing that. So when you mentioned what you were looking for, that's why I created the back channel for you, because I don't want anything stopping you from moving fast.
Yeah. And I want to be able to onboard people and see who I have onboarded over here so that I can keep track of everyone. And they said, guess what? When we see them onboarded inside the portal, we will not go after them because they're your client.
There we go.
Got that right. Oh, it's a 10K card over here too. A whole nother level. I love it. It's the same thing.
Here we go. Let me see. Let me see. You know, it's weird they keep logging me out on Instagram. I have to be very careful what's going on here with Instagram.
You know, there's been a lot of rumble about Instagram over the past 24 hours. I don't know what's going on. They're probably updating the platform. It's their bots. You know, they're competing with TikTok, so they keep messing with stuff. They need to stop it. Leave it alone. Let it rest for a while. They were doing the same thing to me, and I got to the point where I could do very little on there. So, and I think it was because they had put more restrictions. So if they saw you being more active, it just sent out alarms like, oh, she did a post. Oh my God, what's that happening? It's gonna blow up.
Yeah, you know, I think they are trying to compete with TikTok.
The reels, it's the reels, but they can't handle all of the reels.
Yeah,
the reels are huge. It's gonna put stress on the platform. Anybody that knows anything about platform maintenance, I don't care how much cloud space you have. You keep letting people upload videos, and all they're doing is video instead of, flat image. It's wearing on the system. It can only take so much.
And how many servers do they have? They're probably out of capacity for the servers, for the number of people that's on the platform.
Well, they're probably using AWS. Most people use the back end, the Amazon.
Oh, okay.
But there's still a limit.
There's still a limit.
There really is.
So I think they're trying to keep up.
Well, and they're realizing that this is always about money. They also realize that people are making real income on Instagram, and they're controlling. They're really controlling.
Yeah.
They want to control the flow of the capital. It's all about.
Yeah, that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I love the insight y'all are providing about this because, like, I'm a producer. I own my own production company. We were filming Clubhouse Live Atlanta. I did the Live by Lowe's event as well, and we're like, how important is the Instagram skills? You know?
Oh yes. Oh, so you captured it. Oh, I got to follow you.
Yeah, Jay.
I want to see.
Let me hear Jay. Jay, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Man, doing good, Sean. Man, I was editing today. We went through 5 terabytes of panels, of photos, of everything. You know, my guys, my little team, we do a damage. If I'd say that. But we love what you did. I mean, you came through at the last, like when I needed you the most for that, for the projector wall and putting out that reading, that QR code to his Alpha's 10K card. Came in clutch, man. That was crazy. So I'm really sold on it, man. And as a producer or an owner of a production company, like we're doing more and more events. We're trying to do the My Vertical Equity event, and I want to be ready. I want my team, my company, we want to have 10K cards on our screen, because we were out of the loop for a second. I was like, we were using the dot cards, and then I lost my dot card. I lost that damn card.
That's right.
Can't
Come on,
lose
man.
a 10K card.
Why would you want to mess with a dot card when you have the 10K card in the building?
Exactly. This technology, what you're providing to people, especially how it works within its own network. I mean, it's super crazy, because I went home and I was like, well, I need to find Alvin's thing, and it was instantly on my home screen next to Benicio.
Yep.
Popped it open, and it was right there. Everything was there. So,
that's it. I mean, look, I wish you guys would let me know early what was your hiccup. I could have saved you like so much headaches, man.
No, it wasn't. It was like something the night of. Alvin looked at me and said, Jay, I want you to make an advertisement that can go on the screen tomorrow. And I said, I will. Yes, sir. I'll make it happen. So
that's it.
And then that's when I found you the next day, and I was like, I gotta find that guy everybody's talking about. So I was looking everywhere, and this is amidst all the production stuff. Like, my guys are trying to offload and get new cameras, new batteries for these giant cameras, 6K cameras, I find you, and you're like, don't stress, I got it. And then boom, a new form fill, a Build My Dream page on the top of his 10K. It was, dude, absolutely phenomenal. And I was impressed by the speed, let alone.
Right. No, that's one of the things that I'm known for. Like, if there's a problem, my goal is, okay, how can we fix this problem? If you ask me historical data, I cannot answer you. I'm not the guy. But if you ask me how we can solve a problem in real time, I'm definitely the guy that can deliver.
Oh, definitely. Well, I'm definitely interested, Sean, and I guess for my company, like, we just LLP'd, and we're trying to get Firebrand Media off the ground, so we're not just like under one contract, but we can help everybody from small to large. And
very good.
Within the last month and a half, we were able to secure AT&T, and we did a Nike ad and some other stuff. And now we're working in this big conference space, and we want to dominate it, but we want to do it with the right people. So
one of the things that I want to keep in mind is if there's any conferences you're doing, let's create a networking card where when you scan one card, you can get to meet everyone that bought a ticket right to that card.
Yes, I mean, that's unheard of. Like, I don't think
exactly.
It's just crazy.
That's right. So that's the angle. That's the approach that we're taking from now on. We're going to launch the networking card where you scan one QR code and you can find everyone that's at the event. Find all of their networking cards.
I would love to see that. I would really love to see that, because it was so many people there with 10 cards. It would have been nice to be able to see everybody in one location.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm gonna do, because that's what was intended to do for this one. But I wasn't getting Ariel to send me the VIP members. But the card and send it for the client immediately. That's gonna be a part of the onboarding.
Oh my God. Well, Sean, if we can work something out, I can animate that and have that on the screen as well. So
that's it. Maybe, that's what I'm talking about.
After we jump off this, I don't know how I'm new to Clubhouse. Okay. I guess David Rees, best man to Alvin Hope over there. He invited me in, and then now I'm starting to utilize it. So I need to get your contact info, Sean, so we can discuss more, because I got some photos, video content of you.
Okay, it should be a text right now. 934.
Oh yeah, wait, 934.
444
6611. 6611. All right, good to go, John.
And here's another thing. Have you seen anyone took over the networking community the way we did at that event?
Honestly, no, Sean. Like, I mean, everybody had a 10K card except for like the people like me, contractors, or like.
And it was so funny. When I found out you didn't have a 10K card, what did I do?
and I had Alvin on my home screen. Like, yeah, it was pretty dope.
But we did one for you as well. Did you get the one that we did for you or no?
No. I didn't. I haven't even received it.
This is so fucking funny. 1 second. Let me go find it there. 1 second. We did one for you, but I was probably so busy didn't get a chance to give it to you. So let me. You're gonna laugh your ass off. Text me. Send me a text. What's your first name, Jay?
Just J, letter J, and then wardrobe. I'm trying to get that legally changed too because I like it.
All right, wardrobe. So J wardrobe W.
Here, I got you. I'm sending you a text right now.
Yeah, there we go.
J wardrobe. There you go. Cool. Just sent you a text.
Okay, here we go. All right, boom. I'm wondering what was on your card. Okay, let me see. I'll find it.
Yeah, I don't want to hijack this room, guys. I mean, I'm amongst giants here, so.
Buddy, this is how we learn around here, man. We don't run around the place with We don't want to run around the place with what you call this thing. Is it Andre? Oh, Andre. Okay, here we go. No, that's Andre. WARD. Wardrobe.
Oh, 10K cards have been okay.
Yeah.
Are you looking for that, Sean? When will we be able to get a copy of the video of the event? Is that a J question?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so
because I would love to get a copy of that the event. That's a recap.
Definitely. Okay. Yeah. So right now, like I said, we are. I don't know if I should be telling everybody this, but right now I am surveying around 5 terabytes. I just went through almost all the photos, and so now we're having to divide the photos based on influencer, based on who Alvin interacted with, and based on individuals who were showcased in general floor. After that, I create a recap, and then after that, we start making division panel pieces. So the audio was clean. I contracted out Encore to record all the audio with my 6K cameras, and let's just say it's going to be phenomenal. So, if there is something, if anybody's looking for any pieces, like individual pieces of themselves, or if they were looking for something, and just in general, I think I need to figure out how to use 10K card.
Oh, sorry, you're back.
Yeah, I think I would just like to see all of it, and then the cash flow game. That was a powerful segment.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big mission. But it was a lot of footage.
Yeah, I would imagine it was a lot of footage there. It was so much going on. It was so much in all the breakout rooms. You had so much of content in the breakout rooms.
Yes.
And then what was going on in the main room. So it was really powerful.
Definitely. Well, our guys will be live. We will have a live streaming capability with a paywall for next other events. We're upgrading our whole production kit, so we're not just going to be recording in 6K, but we'll have broadcast capabilities that rival any network on the go. So we're really excited to debut it, but that's just a little secret or tidbit to everyone out there.
That's right.
Small but mighty team.
Yeah, you guys did a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much. We do it for y'all, really.
And also, Jay, you can use this opportunity to make promotions because of COVID, a lot of people haven't been on, public stages in a while. That's a great opportunity to create, promo videos, as a, special service for them if they need it for their, their speaking engagements or, their website.
Definitely.
That B-roll is key, yes.
I definitely saw that at the event. Like, I created that Miami graphic in 2 days. The one with the splash pad and all that stuff in the background. And, I heard a lot of people like that Miami graphic. I was like, I can create those all day. And I make them with royalty-free music, assets. I build all that stuff and shoot all the footage. So I'm thinking there's something to that. And I appreciate that because it's opening my mind.
Oh, yes. And there's an upcharge for your time. I'm all about that coin. Get that coin.
Man, we're trying. I like to pay my guys first. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, they're all with us. They're important to me. Those are my guys. So.
Wait a minute. I'm now seeing the Firebrand Media. That's you, right?
Yes, sir. That is.
How do I access your card?
Wait, say that again, Sean?
Your card is weird. How do I access your digital card?
Oh, it was like I guess that dot, dot card or whatever whatever makes those QR code cards. Here, hold on.
Those things are known. I just texted back to you. They're asking to sign in or log in.
Okay. Here, let me see if I can figure it out. My Dallas videographer. I got you.
It says Firebrand Media is private. Media is person to connect. What the hell?
I can send that info to you this evening, Sean.
Yeah, send over as soon as you can, because I want my team to build you. I was just going through the log, and I realized that your card was a bit because they had it set up like this. It's private.
Definitely.
Yeah, send me your info. Let us definitely get you on the 10K card, man. I cannot have to walk around without your 10K card. That's just wrong.
Yes, sir. Here, I'm sending you those credentials. But thank you guys for letting me talk on the stage. Like I said, I'm honored to be amongst giants in a new evolving world.
Oh yes, we're approaching a brand new era, and people better get in line with this new way of thinking and leveraging, because it's going to be here for quite some time, and the voices are going to be separated now, because now you can't just hop up on the stage in front of a crowd and just hype them up with personality instead of quality content. So now you have to give them a service. And because they're sitting in front of their computer paying close attention to you, not just hyped up in the room because everyone else is hyped up. You know how we do when we go to conferences. We always just get so excited. But now you gotta deliver.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, John, I messaged you his Instagram page too on the back channel in Instagram.
Oh, okay. Let me see right there.
Yeah, I just sent it over like that.
Let me see. Right,
and you have some really nice content on your Instagram. I love how the graphics are very clear and crisp and clean. Very nice.
Let me see. Whoa. Back channel. I'm checking. It's not on this one. Yep, I heard you. It's not that one. Let me go back over here.
Sean, you got sucked down the rabbit hole, my friend.
I know, right? Okay,
the technical rabbit hole, man. You'll get stuck. You'll get sucked into it.
Yeah, I know, right? No, but what I love about the what you call it, the Firebrand Media 77. I'm gonna mess up your followers. Okay, 778.
Do whatever you gotta do, Sean. I'm good.
Yeah, I just messed up your whole follower from 777 to 778. No, but the swiftness that I see working, bro, I know you're gonna be a problem. If you guys see this guy work in real life, right? Holy shit.
Wow.
He's like Red Bull. He's like Red Bull mixed with crack, mixed with fucking coffee. I don't know what the hell he's on. God, yeah.
My guys, we prayed over the space before y'all even got there, and then I tell them it's the fucking Olympics.
Yeah.
This is our day. It's a day in time, and we only get 3 days of it. And I tell them it's the Olympics. You don't want to miss this. It's not about the theatrics. These people do not play around. Their IQ is high, and not only that, there's another level of quality. This isn't your music video. This isn't it's bigger to me than a Samsung sponsorship. It's huge.
That's right.
Powerful.
Yep.
Oh, 5-hour energy. That's what I was thinking. 5 hours.
No. He's on way more than 5 hour energy. I promise you.
Yeah, he does. That's kind of weak. That's the baby one. That's the one I can drink.
This guy is not. When I saw him moving first, I was like, God damn.
Oh, but Red Bull, that's too strong for me. Oh, I can't. I have to water that down.
Well, no energy drinks here. We just move.
No, green tea.
All right, the team is gonna build the cards from the Oh shit, we got Gregory in the building. Hillary's down there. Coach is in the building. What up, Coach? Yeah, but what I love about that entire event there, man, as I said, it brought such an awakening to the 10K card community that if they thought what we do on the app was a big deal, they should have seen the actual in person networking, bro. Everyone was just sharing their 10K card.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, if you came up here and they have a 10K card, man, they look at you funny. Like, hey, man, I don't even know if I can trust this person.
So were y'all just walking around with your airdrop just on? Yes. You had the airdrop just on.
We did that too. Yes. And you know what I found that was really inspiring is how everyone was learning how to use all the features on the 10K card. I even learned some of the features myself in the process. Didn't I, Sean?
That's it. Oh, yeah.
And it was just amazing how we were collaborating and learning how to use this 10K card. And I was telling people how to use the features. And most people, what they were doing, they were saving everybody's 10K card as an app on their phone. And they put everybody's 10K card into a folder on their phone. And
that's right.
That's what they were doing. Everybody that was there, they got the 10K card, they saved it to the phone as an app, and then they put all of those 10K cards in a folder so you had access to everybody in one place.
That's it.
Yeah, so that was powerful. And everyone was doing the same thing. So when one person heard it, they was sharing it with the next person, and the next person was sharing it with the next person, and it was just like wildfire.
I'm a little late to the party because I didn't go, but man, that's a good idea.
Yep. No, it was freaking awesome, man.
It was awesome.
And to see how hard the entire team worked in getting everything together, it was just amazing. It was a lot of work from the staff putting things together, and everything came out quite well in the end. When I look at it, when I look at all things collectively, it was one of those blasts of an event.
And I stood on the patio and I just watched Jay's team in action. Mostly with the real estate guys. He was just doing their videos and I just stood there and I was just sitting there just watching him film everybody into their, I guess, 2-minute clips, 2-minute segments, I think it was. And he was just rolling everybody through those clips and I just sat there and watched it and amazed how well he was doing that.
Michaela, you're about to become a star because Jay sent this crew to actually shoot a commercial with me. You remember? So Jay, I'm excited to see when you chop that up. What it's gonna look like?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, definitely. And you know what? Like just because that I got attention and I remember faces, and it's something I can go back into art. Like I said, 5 terabytes of data. That's a lot of content, but it's gonna last us for a minute. And I only get one chance. And my team knows we come in there with a strategy, SOP. We need testimonials. We need this. We need thoughts, feelings, reactions. We need everything.
That's right. And you got some good footage while I was on stage as well?
Wait, say that again, Sean? I'm sorry.
Yeah, did you get some good footage while I was on stage?
Yes. We have, actually, I was looking at your photos today on stage.
Nice.
Yes. Hey, Sean, just because of that, I'm going to send you a little treat there, okay? You'll get a little sound bite with some video. So,
say less, man. I'm not complaining. I am not complaining.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Sean, man. You have no idea what you did for me. That was amazing what you did that day. And thank you for the 10K.
It was so funny, Jen. This is what I want you to understand. Like how I was in a position to really step up and serve you. And when I was finished serving you, like, yo, how much? I'm like, come on, man, let's forget about it. But when you get a chance to serve great people and you can just give it to them as a gift, Jay, magic will come out of those relationships. Magic will come out of those relationships. So when I see people fighting for pennies, they're clearly going to trip over the dollar when the dollar comes. Because my thing is if I can leverage my skills with your skills, imagine what we can create together. That's what I'm always focused on.
Wow. It couldn't have been said any simpler than that, Sean, honestly. Because it was like, now I'm looking at it, I'm like, renting digital billboards and even in town, like I worked with Dixon Baxi, downtown Dallas, that giant billboard. I did a contract with them last month with our team. And I was looking at that billboard. I mean, it's huge. I don't know if anybody's been in Dallas, but it wraps the building. And it's like, well, if a 10K card kind of popped up on that screen for a minute, they could do that. It's over.
Yep.
And that's a big business hub.
Exactly. So one of our strategies in infiltrating systems is we get connected with the organizers, and then we find a way to serve the organizers. So like Alvin10k.com, wherever Alvin go, whatever Alvin is doing is going to be connected to his 10k card. How cool is that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's what excites me. That I'm excited about.
Well, you let me know how we can serve you, like from Firebrand Media perspective. I do work closely with Alvin, but I do like to diversify my portfolio and with my team.
Okay.
We would like to do more work like this, and we're not afraid to take on bigger and crazier conferences and even more jobs. Like we work our asses off to provide our clients with the highest quality content at the affordable.
Nice. Well, one of the things that I want you to do is to shoot some nice, simple commercials for us. Share this to help you can actually share the card. Scan the QR code, add it to their home screen. Some basic how to use videos.
Definitely. I would like to touch base with you whenever you got some time. I'll text you and we'll find a time to do a strategy session or a discovery call and then figure out.
Most definitely. Appreciate that, man. Yes, and as I said, you being at the event and really getting to experience the product, this is going to make the video even more better, even much better.
I'm sold, man.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family.
Hey, what does someone say on there? They said the water is warm. So, yes, I'm in the water now.
That's it. Yeah, man. No, but that was the best event ever. And walking away from that event, I just made a decision that we're gonna launch a new product. It's gonna be called the networking card. In fact, I already bought the domain and everything. So with a networking card, whenever you have an event like that, all the major players of the event is going to be on one card. So when you scan one card, all the members are going to pop up. Look.
Oh my God.
Okay. And that's gonna be a serious situation. Oh shit, my boy's on stage. Greg is in the building. Greg, what's happening, brother? Captain Greg is in the house. Greg, what's going on, buddy?
What's up?
I am good. Greg, tell me you found someone in love with printing the paper card.
We'll say that one more time.
One that is in love with printing paper cards.
Oh, I did. He's
okay.
He's in line, and I think I'm gonna definitely plug in with the print over, the 4-over.
Oh, it's a good thing you mentioned that. Let me send a text message right now.
But that guy is in, and he can give me a 2-hour turnaround on design, proof, and draft, and all that.
Nice. The goal is not for you to be doing the work, but to find to get the work done. And
he's
just coming in.
Yeah, he's in, and I like it. I'm happy with what he can do.
That's what I'm talking about. You see, I knew when I got connected with you, send me the 4-over login ASAP, bro. I knew once I send you that 4-over information, I knew once I told you what I was looking for, you will be able to find it. Because remember when you first spoke, right? You had a problem basically scaling your business. You didn't know exactly how to. Okay, so share with the audience if it's okay with you, Greg. The first conversation that we had, when you felt stuck, and this shit don't break you through. What do you say?
So basically, my with the first conversation I had with Sean was about I currently am like an independent contractor. I basically get businesses online, and I cover all aspects of it, with SEO and just getting the footprint right, and media and everything you could think of in that respect. But I'm more like the boot on the ground. I'm more the guy who does the work. I don't sit in front of a camera. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. And I'm very technical. I also, have a lot of case studies. I've been blessed enough to have a bunch of clients let me use their business as a case study. I monitor it. I monitor what's working, what's not working. all these little rooms on Clubhouse, all those little videos on YouTube. I'll check them out, and I actually test what they say to filter out what works and get rid of what doesn't. But the thing is, when you're that technical and you're doing all that stuff, it's hard to scale because you're the one doing the work. So, I've been looking for VAs. I've been looking, into hiring a family member who's good at design, and that's where I'm at in my business.
The family member that you hired that was good at design. How were you related to them? Cousin, brother, in-law? What was it?
It's my niece.
Your niece? Okay. How old is she?
She is 29.
Okay, so 30. Does she think the world of you, or you're just a regular guy to her?
No, she's I'm cool Uncle Greg. I'm definitely the one. I've helped her out launching a business for her husband. She has a graphics design background for a newspaper, and I set her up and basically said, she'll do like little small designs for me for print or for cards or whatever I need. But
so the question is, how are you guaranteed she's not going to fail you?
I'm not guaranteed, but what I am, what I'm leveraging this on or banking on is that I'm taking care of her monetarily. I know what she's worth. I know what that, paying her, taking care of her is worth. Anyone can go and find cheap labor, but what's the quality you're going to get?
Right.
And if the quality's worth it, I'm going to pay her, like no doubt, right. Because she's saving me time. She's helping me grow my business.
She's helping to scale.
Yeah, and honestly, like if you go to any business 101 class in college, anyone that's been, one of the things they say is like labor for these big businesses is going to be 65% of the output.
That's right.
Of your income. Or help or infrastructure is going to be like 65%. So, if these big corporations are doing that, there's probably a method to that, to build culture, to build, people that are you have a loyal, basically workforce that'll help you walk the walk.
That's right. No, because when it comes to family, sometimes it can get very funny in terms of, who you hire, what to expect and all that kind of stuff. So, but if you have the right conversations up front, you should be protected.
Yeah, and I definitely understand that reality that there's a good chance that it could not work out. But at the same token, I think that you have to kind of be fearless at a certain point. Like, all right, you could sit on the fence for a long time wondering if it's going to fail.
Right.
Or you could just pull the trigger, get this thing going. And if it fails, it fails, but at least you tried. And, maybe you just, you have to be in the trenches to understand what the next maneuver is. Maybe I have to say, okay, I'm not going to fail, go in to see what avenues I'm going to fail and then adjust in real time as I'm in it. But like I told you before, I've hired VAs. I've trained VAs, and what happened a couple of times with some really good VAs is that they ended up making more money as a freelancer or taking on more jobs, and then my stuff went to the back burner. I'm glad they were able to help their family out and grow. It's just coming along with the with my business. Would have probably been better. So I guess maybe I should have hired him as a full-time employee, or I'm not sure what the strategy is. But
all right, so here's a strategy.
Like I told you earlier,
here's a strategy. Here's a strategy, my brother. You want to hire them and give them a steak. You want to hire them and give them a steak, because my main engineer, this guy is super fucking smart. So I challenge him over the next 5 years. I want him to be a part of 100 different partnerships. So in the next 5 years, I'm probably going to be a part of 1,000 different partnerships minimum. Because my thing is when I meet someone that's really good at what they do, I see how we can form that collaboration and start breathing life into that collaboration. So why not leverage our network and our skills and make some goddamn money going forward? That's my initial mindset. That's why for me it's very important to first get to meet the person. When I get to meet someone and I see what they're all about, then I can like, okay, no problem, I can rock with this guy.
Amen.
Yep, that is the secret right there. Let's give these ladies a chance to introduce themselves. Bridget, talk to us. You've been awfully quiet. There you go. Bridget, don't be bringing no.
Yes, I'm here.
That's right.
I couldn't get to the mic. How are you?
Chilling.
I'm just sitting up here, just listening to the conversations, all that everybody did, and the ATL. I had another engagement, but I absolutely love what's going on with 10K cards and like you said, the other partnerships as well with payment and so many different things. Everyone that I am meeting on this Clubhouse app that have so many gifts, so many talents, and it's just all coming out. I love the community. I love how everybody is supporting each other and just helping each other to grow in their business. And I'm just looking to, go to that next level. And I'm really looking to get my kids involved in this 10K movement.
Whoa, that's what's up.
Well, they're in different environments. My son is in California, and he works with a lot of government and different things. My daughter is in film and she's in school, but I still see ways they can utilize the 10K card. And so I'm just looking for the right way to bring the value to them so that they see value and distribute it to their networks. So just soaking it all up. I'm also looking to, I've heard so many different realtors, me also being in real estate for the last 22 years and now moving into real estate investing. I think it was Melissa that was talking about picking up land, and that's actually what I'm doing as well, looking more towards economic development and doing and empowerment in a lot of communities that have been underrepresented and marginalized. So really excited about that. And but I'm looking to see if I can get my company that I'm working with on board with the 10K card. I'm gonna present it to my office once I get my card tweaked up right. I'm still moving my links and stuff around. I have so much stuff on there, but I'm looking at getting it tweaked up so I can present it to our national office, and hopefully we can roll it out as a tool.
All right, you have my direct number there. Bridget, send the request over and let me know when you send it so I can open the process.
Okay.
And always remember, whenever you're in my environment, I don't want to hear you're waiting for this or you're waiting for that. That's bullshit. Get it done now.
We're doing it now. We're doing it now. You're right.
Okay. Smart girl. All right, Jay's card just got back to me. So, Jay, I'm about to text you your card right now, brother. I am about to text you your card right now. Boom. Oh, shit. You're about to love this, my brother. All right, Jay, check your message there, buddy. Damn. Check your text message there, Jay. Let me know when you get it. Jay's about to go on fire right now, guys.
Sean, can I ask you a quick question?
I'll give you a quick answer. Go for it.
What amazing, thank you. On my 10K card, we actually, somebody else, I don't know who, in one of the rooms was talking about how they were using it for open house as far as for putting their data in. And can you explain a little bit of how that works or how that would work?
All right, so that's the property entry form. I'm gonna text you Valley's card. I want to look at Valley's card, and then you'll unmute and tell me exactly what you recognize. Look for the property advisory form. I'm texting to you right now.
Okay.
Jay, let me know when you get your card.
Hey, I got it, Sean. Thank you so much, man. It looks sick.
That's it. All you have to do is to add that onto your home screen now, and you'll never run into business card again.
Man, thanks. Thank you so much. Look out for my text. I gotta go, and yeah, we'll touch base this week, man. Thank you so much.
You got it, my brother. Appreciate it, and I'm excited to see the stuff that's coming.
Definitely, I got you. Yeah,
all right, you got it, fam. Appreciate you. All right, RJ, bye.
Bye, Jay.
Bye, guys. Thank y'all so much again. Keep giving us wisdom. Seriously, you're changing the world, guys.
You got it, step by step, man. Not too complicated. Step by step.
John, can we keep him? I like him. He's
just in the family. Had you met Jay in person, you would have been like, what the hell? That's it. Jay's in the family, just don't even know it is yet. Bridget, so you're looking at Valley's card, yeah? When you look at Valley's card, look at the property. Okay, look at the property advisory, the property entry advisory.
Okay.
And while you're looking at that, Greg, what I want to focus on is everyone that you're going to be communicating with in the space. Literally try to deal with them. And once you're getting a bite on everything that's happening there, you're going to make it to the top with no problem. Just something to think about. Yep. Now, where are we now? Who want to moderate for the next 15 minutes?
It looks like we have a new person in the room. Regazit.
How do we pronounce your name? How do we pronounce your name, fam?
Good That's evening. A Matrix. Oh, he came from the Matrix. That's a Matrix superhero name.
That's it. How do you pronounce your name, fam? Regaz. What's up, Regaz?
Doing wonderful. I just fell in and I heard some great things going on with networking, and I'd like to learn about it.
Right. Let me give the team. I've been yapping all night. Let me give the team a chance to pour into you. I'm going on mute. Come on, guys. Don't be shy now. Let's welcome Regaz. There we go.
All right, I got it.
Hey. Well, welcome to 10K cards.
What have you done? What have you done so far, like to network? Do you have some type of strategy you're using right now to network?
Oh shit! He took a fucking phone call. God damn it!
He has a phone call.
Regaz has not been in this room before. All right.
He's kind of new. His profile, he's new, so he might not know that he's on mute now.
Yeah, he probably doesn't know.
And that could be the wife saying, "Where you at?
Right.
Where you at?
You on that clubhouse again?"
I told you to get home. What you doing?
You're addicted.
Hey, Sean. So, Sean, when this information is collected, where does it go to?
Say that again. Oh, it goes to your email.
It goes directly to her email. Okay.
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I tested mine, and it came through the email from the 10K card. And then I was like, who sent me an email? Oh, I sent it to myself from the form. So it'll say forms, and then you'll see it. So you'll recognize, who submitted it. It's just like a lead page kind of thing. So it's pretty cool.
That's it. The goal is to make things simple, not too complicated.
Yeah, attention span is going down like every year. Like right now, it's that the average attention span for a mobile phone user is 1.7 seconds. So that means like if someone's scrolling on Instagram or whatever, they're looking at your content for 1.7 seconds. And in that 1.7 seconds, they're making a determination if they want to read into it, click into it, or take an action. On a desktop, you're looking at 2.5 seconds. And these numbers are basically coming from SimilarWeb, which basically houses a bunch of data. And I know Moz has information on it, but the information is definitely legit. So I personally try to make as much as I can dynamic, just because I know the grab time is not going to be, it's not going to be quick, or I mean, it's not going to be something that they're really going to lean into. So
what
yeah,
you're trying to say is we all gonna have ADHD just because of technology. That's really the bottom line.
You mean the balance of us who don't already have it will be blessed with it?
Absolutely, because I've been working with that all my life.
Exactly.
I know, right? Now we all validated.
That's right.
Sean, you mind if I pick your brain just a little bit more?
Go for it, my dear.
Okay, so
I have to compare to pick my brain. You go ahead.
Awesome. Because I'm noticing how so many there's different ways to organize the cards, and some people I can't remember whose it was, but like when you tap on one of his links, it goes to another card.
Right.
And instead of all, like for example, I think I definitely need to reorganize my things because I have it all over the place.
Okay.
But as far as I'm looking at Valley's card and how organized it is, and it's really clean and it's clear as to what what she's doing, what she's asking for, and where they can go to get what. I think I think it was Greg that was just saying, or I can't remember who was saying.
Yeah,
as far as being able to capture them right away instead of having to scroll through. How do I go through and organize that a little bit better? Is that something that I would do, or do I just send it over?
To you. You have a button to rearrange. You have a button to rearrange the order. So let me see. Okay. Digital. Let me see. Digital. Yeah, I sent you the link there again. Once you click on that link, there's a portion of the edit form that say rearrange your card. It's optional. So you have left, right, left, right, left, right.
It'll be towards the bottom of that form.
Yep. And we just even simplified it even more, brother. Because I looked at the form over the weekend, I'm like, yo, why the fuck is this so complicated? This is just too much going on. Let me send to you, Greg, so you can take a look at it.
And also, Bridget, one thing to keep in mind, if a user, like 80% of users are looking at your content on a mobile phone.
That's right. Here you go.
And so you figure, all right, so we're dealing with a attention span time of 1.7 seconds. So at a glance, when they open your card, just I don't know, just go with the baseline that they're only going to look at it for 1.7 seconds. So your top icons or your top fields that you want, displayed, put those up towards the top. Yeah, and then the ones that are maybe the lower priority, put them towards the bottom. But your highest priority ones, definitely run them up to the top.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because on my card, the top 4 that you can see from your phone is my website. To book a client, book a consultation, and book a rating session. Those are the top 4 that I have. And so when I'm ready to do the retreat, then I'll have my retreat link towards the top. So I agree, you have to have what you want people to target on at the very top.
Awesome. Now, I was looking over my card, and I have it says refer a friend. Is that similar to what Valley has, or can I have that made up to look like what Valley has? That form.
The one that about the refer a friend, that is if you did a great job to someone, they wanted to expose it to their friends, they will click on that button.
Okay.
Okay. Ain't nothing the weekend bill for you, Queen.
You are awesome.
Teamwork. Listening to solving problems.
And another thing I forgot to mention, and I was stalking a bunch of people's 10K card over the weekend, but like Michaela has she has her Facebook reviews link in there. That is a definite must, and I think it's a great idea. And especially if your occupation is something that part of the customer journey is them looking at your reviews, you're going to want to put it up top. For instance, like if you have a restaurant and they have a 10K card, and I'm just using an example, but everyone that goes to a restaurant, they always look at the reviews first. So I'd put those reviews at the top. I'd put the menu as number 2, and I'd put probably the location or make a reservation as number 3. And I think that, oftentimes, especially on the 10K card, I've seen a lot of people, and I even with mine, I haven't completely leaned into it, but I have reviews across Google and Facebook, and I'm going to run those up top because that's part of my business's customer journey. My customers will look at reviews first, and they have a certain way of operating before they select someone to use. So your business is going to be specific to a certain customer. Just make sure that you're running those icons specific to your customer, not necessarily to Sean's card or someone else's card. Make it to your client base.
That's right. Oh man, I find it nice that I started getting extremely damn tired. Is this a sign? I couldn't tell you.
We did a lot this weekend, so I actually
catching up with you.
Yeah, it's catching up. It's catching up. Because I had to take a day rewind because I just got in late last night. We got in late last night, so I had to really recalibrate. So all of that, and I drove all the way down there and drove back. So that was like 12 hours down there and 12 hours back. So I had to recalibrate. So just probably catching up with you, Sean. Just need a little cat nap there. I know you like to take your cat naps.
I know, right? Tell me about it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a chance to run the room. I'm gonna chill my ass out for a little while.
Okay.
All right. So the room is in your hands, guys. Feel free to discuss anything. As I said, network smarter. Ask questions, see what we can learn. We have brilliant people in the room. If I were you guys, I would use the opportunity to pick Tiffany and Greg's brain where technology is concerned. Call her the absolute master in their field. And Queen Melissa, as soon as you're ready, let's get started on your card, sweetheart. Okay, we have to get you set up correctly, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna speak with my accountant to see where we are so I can
That's
see we're all set up, and once that's completed, I'll be ready to go.
Say less. As soon as you're ready, let's pull this ring that you set up.
Okay, great.
Okay.
And for the rest of the other people in the group, please tell me what is taking place in New York and the details for Miami. Please tell me. Thank you.
Go for it, Michaela. Michaela, you go for it. Michaela, have more details on it.
Oh yes. So I looked at the Clubhouse Live for New York. I didn't know that it was going to be a one-day event, but I realized that it was a mini Clubhouse. So you could go to Clubhouse Live 2, I think it is. Let me see. Go to Clubhouse.
No, that's not Clubhouse X2. Where is LUIS 10?
Say that again.
Or in fact, Louis10k.com. Let me see something. I may have that card in my bio. Let me see something. Because I'm doing some work with them in the background. Let me see something. Clubhouse Live. Live on Clubhouse, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to add that. Let me see. I'm going to add the Clubhouse Live onto my 10K card as well, guys. Okay, I'm going to make it easy for guys to find us.
Okay.
Let me see. 1 second. Clubhouse Live. Let me go to my boy. Let me go to my boy Louis. Basically, what is going to be? This is going to be October. What I'm trying to. She has been asked. Hi, Sean. Would you please? Okay, I'll do that later. Let me see. Louis. The one in New York is going to be on October. I think they said it was the 6th or 7th. Oh no, the 16th. Sorry. Yeah, it's going to be in October 16th. And according to what I'm hearing, it's going to be like a weekend-day event. I thought it was more than 1 day. I don't know how they made such an error in planning.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, because
that one day is like a workshop. I don't. That can't.
Yeah.
That
does not make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, I didn't think that didn't sound right either to me, Tiffany.
Yeah, that's weird. Because I know the last one they had in New York, they were talking about it in one of the rooms, and that was, I think that was run by, what's that pop club that's always, Champions, Breakfast with Champions.
Breakfast with Champions?
Yes.
Yeah, because they
were there almost a week, weren't they?
Yeah. And I didn't hear them advertise Clubhouse Live this weekend. They were advertising in Miami.
They just got back from New York not long ago, so theirs is over. So, and I know it lasted at least a weekend.
Okay.
If not 4 days. So, yeah, to take a journey like that, a trek like that for a day, I think maybe there's been some miscommunication.
Yeah, I think so. Because they didn't really advertise that at the Clubhouse event. It was more so the one in January they focused on.
Well, then I would just focus on the January one. So,
is it the same promoter, or is it like a different promoter?
That's a good question. I'm thinking.
It's kind of like the Wild Wild West out here.
Yeah.
So did the details from Miami came out as of yet?
No, that's gonna be.
I got it. Somebody sent me a link to purchase a ticket already.
Really? Was in Miami?
Yes, it's $6.95. Somebody.
Okay.
I got it somewhere.
I wasn't sure if I thought they said they were in the real estate morning room that Sean is always in, and they mentioned it. But I thought that Patrice said that the tickets were coming, so maybe if they dropped it, probably.
Yeah, I heard it's gonna be ready on the 1st of September.
Oh, maybe they were just sending me the information on it, and they said it was $6.95, and they sent the dates for Miami. I have to go back through my DMs and look at it. Somebody DM'd me the information, so. But Tiffany, I was trying to find your 10K card. How do I find your? I'm over here looking at everybody so I can figure out how to organize mine.
I like that.
On my bio, as you look at my full bio at the top where the jewels are, you'll see the YTE10k.com.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, when's Clubhouse going to get with the times and make a clickable link? It drives me nuts that you can't even copy and paste either. It's not like you can hold it and copy.
I'm going to have to meet with the developers and see, because they've been doing some stuff on the back end. They want to be like Discord, but I don't know. We'll see. And if it were, Sean 10K would be all over that. He would be everywhere. I know he's checking out because I know he's exhausted. But yeah, and Michaela, you a warrior princess. You done drove 12 hours, 24 hours Round trip. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of driving.
Yeah, that's a lot of driving,
But it's not bad. I tell people, anything's 12 hours away and I got to get there, I know I can get there if I have to drive.
But you know what? It was a lot of construction along I-65. That's what really made it a long trip. And I was like, oh, wow. And then we had to reroute. And that took us like maybe 50 miles out the way. So that made it a couple of hours longer. And so, yeah. So we were down
there. That's definitely. Oh, that's not fun. I don't like
it. And then when I got there, then I had the event the next day. I was like, okay, let me just get a couple hours sleep. Because I got in like midnight. I think I got in
so you had to get right back up.
I had to get right back up and get right back at it. So
I don't like it when I did that when I went to Charlotte and I flew in, but I think it was like a last minute kind of decision to go.
Yeah.
And I basically had to get in, change clothes, take a shower, and go to the evening session, and then get some rest later. I was so tired.
Yeah. I didn't really get tired until I actually got back home. So then it's like I was in a deep sleep.
So you were on adrenaline.
I was on adrenaline the whole time. I didn't eat a whole lot while I was there either, which I don't eat a lot anyway, but I'm
so glad you got blessed. Oh, yes.
Yes.
I'm glad you got your blessing because you earned that. I mean, 24 hours, yes.
And you know what? They were giving away, what's his name? Oh, the what is it? Work Smart? Hold on, I got his pen here. I'm still in information overload because it was so much of information.
I bet you got a bag full of info.
I do. Wicked Smart.
Is that Zach and Peter?
Zach gave away 3 of his academies. Everything that's in his academy, he gave it away to 3 people. And I was in line for that. And I was like maybe 4 or 5 people back.
You almost
to the first 3 people. And he asked a question. He said, so are you committed? And they was looking around like, is that the question? Is that the question? And the lady said, I'm committed. He said, you win. So she just said she was committed, and he gave his whole academy away.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So there was so many
blessings
going on. There were so many blessings going on throughout the event. So
yes, Queen Bridget, you said they had a lot of information.
They did.
Well, I've followed them from afar, and they have a lot of information on their academy. Yeah.
Now, what kind of academy does that run? Is it real estate or something like that?
It's real estate, and they do a little bit of everything.
I'm gonna write this information down and look him up on Clubhouse.
Because he has a book that they gave the book away at the event.
It
was about the creative options of real estate. So how there's no excuse for not having real estate. And in 30 to 180 days, he's saying that you can have your real estate. And he walks us through that. Yeah, they got a blueprint. They got a blueprint for that. So in 30 to 180 days, you can have your real estate. So, and I'm like, yep, I'm in there.
I like
in the room.
So he gave away his. So he also has an academy.
Yes, he has an academy.
Okay. Wonderful. And
so him and Jay Massey was in the room together, and they was talking.
Oh, I love Jay Massey.
Yeah.
He's my dude.
Yeah, Jay Massey.
He reminds me of my son. Whenever he's talking, I'm like, my son's brain works like his.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's very methodical.
He's got ADHD.
Very methodical.
And he's very methodical. My son's very methodical. I have to get on. Actually, he's so methodical, and I can't be critical because I raised him. I don't know why I'm complaining a little bit.
Because you're probably
I have to get on his schedule. Huh?
You're probably methodical too.
I am. Everything I've got planners for every aspect of my life because there's so much going on. I have to keep it together. Yeah. But he's methodical because I actually have to text him, wait for him to respond, so I know that he's not like on a channel or in a meeting. Just to have some time to ask a question, and it's usually a pretty simple question. Even when he was here in my home and upstairs in his room, I had to say, let me know when you're available because I need to know what time to cook dinner so it'll be hot. And typically he said, oh, just go ahead. I'm on a different schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, and literally that's how he functions.
Well, at least you know. At least you know.
Yes, but I like it because he has such a strong work ethic. And his work schedule's all over the place. But the way his brain works, it works like mine. I know it. It does.
Yeah.
But he's just very methodical because, it keeps him, he has a very tight schedule. And so it's just the way it is. He's popular.
For those who went to the event, what was were you guys looking for a particular, I guess, discussion or tactic or anything? Like, did I'm sure it was different for each of you, but were any of you looking for like social media advice, business growth advice? Like, what was the most common denominator between everyone?
I think for me, I was open to everything. So I just went and looked up the agenda to see which breakout sessions I wanted to go to. So I definitely went to Wicked Smart. That was on the top of my agenda for that. And then there was the credit. So they was telling you about credit, how to get business credit. So my focus is building up my business credit because I have LLC and I've already started doing the DUNS number and all that other stuff. And so I want to know, how do I get all of the business credit that I needed to move my business to the next level? And so that was my second point of entry to the breakout sessions. And then I ended up going to, I forgot her name. I think her name is Atira. She's Caribbean, and she does real estate, and she kind of show you how to build your real estate from one real estate to $1 million empire. That was her whole focus, and showing you how she went about doing that. And hers was pretty simple as well. And so she was just showing how you go in and set up your real estate empire one property at a time. And that was my third breakout session that I went to. And then I went to the cash flow again because I never done cash flow with Barbara Kiyosaki's platform. And so Jay Massey moderated the room for the cash flow game, which was really interesting. And everything for the cash flow game was about real estate. So he broke it down because he took all the different scenarios. He gave different real estate scenarios and was telling you which was the best option. And you had to do the numbers. He had you crunching numbers. So he made you do the return on investments. He was just breaking it down to a science, which I thought that was profound. I never heard a cash flow working that way. I have a brother that's in real estate and he does the cash flow game. He never explained it to me that way. So I thought that was powerful when I went to the cash flow. It was overwhelming to me because I hadn't heard it that way. But it really locks you into how do you get your cash flow from your real estate and making sure you're setting up everything and you're going into each property knowing exactly what the value is of that property and how that property will provide cash flow for you. So that was another session that was really profound to me. So I'm not in real estate, so I thought all of them were great. And then they had the option where the lenders spoke, and they were telling you how they function. And I think one of the lenders said that he's the lender for 75% of the people that was there in the room. And so I was like, wow, 75. And I asked him, I said, do you have your 10K card? He said, no, I don't have a 10K card. He said, I'm the lender for 75% of the people here. So Still going to
Well,
work
when
on
it
him
comes
getting
to
a 10K
investment
card.
property, there really are very few lenders in the space of investment property. It's surprising, shocking. So I think there's only two that are really, really good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think his name is Arvin, if I'm not mistaken. Because he's on Clubhouse, of course. But he said he's not really on Clubhouse like we are on Clubhouse.
No, he just got a profile so they can find him.
He got a profile to say he's on Clubhouse, but he said he doesn't really do Clubhouse like that. But all of the lenders like Jay Massey, all of the big realtors use him as the lender.
It's because in the real estate room, Don, I can't think of his last name, it'll come to me, but he has been really promoting writing your own loans. And with the what do you call it, with the white papers that he has, he owns one of the banks, the black bank in Atlanta, and he's promoting that. And there are only two lenders that actually lend in that space, and I think that's why. That's why. And one of them is better than the other, so that must be 75%.
Oh, what's his name again?
I'm gonna tell you in a. Let me go to my back channel and pull it up. He runs the real estate morning show. They're on it like 5. Patrice is one of the main moderators.
Okay. I think I follow her.
Yeah, because he's in that room too, and he's spoken actually on that principle many times. That's the only reason I knew what was probably going on, because he's part of that. Oh, I know. I took a picture of it on my phone because it's hard to find people on the back channel.
Yeah, that's what I do. I take pictures too.
I mean, I have all these Clubhouse pictures. Yes. But he's really, really good. Very, very knowledgeable. And he knows real estate. I mean, but he actually turns down loans because he wants other people to write them to make the money, because he said, I have enough. I have enough. That really impressed me about him.
Yeah, that is impressive that he's willing to turn down the money because he's trying to open the space up for others.
He is, and he's a really big proponent. And actually, you know what got my attention? It was funny. He got on stage and he said, well, I'm going to tell you all how to do it. And everybody in the room was trying to shut him up. They said, don't tell everybody everything. He said, I have to, because that's who I am, and that's what got my attention. Otherwise, I would have been like, oh, he's probably just telling us just some information. Here he is, Jonathan Bing.
Jonathan Bing?
Jonathan Bing, B-I-N-G. Jonathan Bing. He, the Real Estate Cafe. That's the Real Estate Cafe.
Okay.
Jonathan 10K. And he is a gentleman. He really is. But he runs a bank. He's the owner of the bank, the only one of the few black banks in the U.S. And I know they're in Atlanta.
Okay. So they're in Atlanta.
Oh, Nation Mac Mortgage. I'm sure they were all plastered everywhere. Nation Mac Mortgage.
M-A-X?
M-A-C.
You know what? I think
and it's about getting that extra 1%. I mean, he's just a sweet guy.
I think they were a sponsor of Clubhouse.
Yeah, they were, and they were one of the with Uncle Al. I know they were the collaborators with that. But he's so humble, you probably would never know.
He is humble. Uncle Al is so
very humble.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that even in the main room, people ended up going to the breakouts more than they were in the main room. Because I think people really, like Greg asked earlier, what were people targeting? I think that's what people really were focused on, their area of interest. So people went to those breakout rooms when it was time to break out.
So do you think there's some things that you can, you came back with saying, okay, I'm going to put my action plan in place?
Yes.
Because I know you mentioned business credit and real estate. So
right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's my action plan, and I plan on having that by the time I go to Miami in January. I plan on implementing that plan before then so that I can come back and I'll have a different focus when I come back in January. And so I'll be targeting different people in different rooms in January because then I'll be leveling up.
Nice. Oh my gosh. I was actually taking notes when you were talking. I mean, that's how good that was.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Greg, boy, you did the thing. You asked the right question.
He did. He asked the right question.
Yes, he did. He just gets right to the point where the rubber meets the road. That's
right.
That's how I roll.
Don't mess around. And I like that.
I guess we'll throw that same question around the room. Queen Bridget, did you come away from 2.0 with specific things that you actually went for? Did you get what you feel like you got what you went for?
So what had happened was I was a little late to Clubhouse, and I actually I was supposed to be in Vegas, and at the last minute I actually canceled my flight, more or less because I am working on my plan. I came from Clubhouse, regular Clubhouse, with some action plans that I started working on, and because I was supposed to be in Vegas. As a matter of fact, I have to pick my mom up at 5 a.m. I was supposed to be with her, but instead of going there, I stayed home to work on some things, and I would have gone to Clubhouse 2.0, but like I said, my whole reason for not going to Vegas was to take care of some things. But I will definitely be at the 3.0. And I'm first of all, I love networking, and I love meeting the people that I'm in business with. So I'm looking forward to actually putting some real faces together with the people that I've been doing business with over the last couple of weeks. So like I said, I love the space, and I've been listening to what so many people came away with. You were talking about that real estate room. Literally, I am in there every day from 8 a.m. to about 2 o'clock p.m. The real estate cafe, I believe is what it is, but they start early, and the gems that they've been dropping, like I said, I have been in real estate for 22 years. Some of the things that they've dropped is just beyond me. You talked about even with the real estate investing, the lending, I've come away with my own white paper so that I can actually broker real estate investment deals now. So the portfolio of products that I can offer now has just been so expand just in 2 weeks of me being on Clubhouse. I think I've been here for all of 2 weeks.
Did you say 2 weeks?
I did say 2 weeks.
Ninja.
Oh, you just don't know. I have been on this doggone app 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then up again at 8 o'clock. Talk about no sleep. When Sean talked about doing things in the now, it's like a serious sense of urgency. And I don't know who was talking about the transfer. Well, somebody was in here saying that earlier, and it is
Queen Michaela.
Yes, and it is. And so my desire is truly to go into our communities and bring our people up, educate us on a lot of things that we've been left behind, create some serious economic development, and just move ourselves along. And so there's no time to waste. Absolutely none.
You got that right. Can you explain to Queen Michaela about the white paper? Because I know I didn't do it justice. Because you brought, when you said you can broker your own deals, to connect those dots is helpful. Because when Jonathan Bean was explaining it, they really got so boisterous and loud. It was really hard to hear him. And I understand the excitement. So can you break it down for Queen Michaela? Because Michaela, this is like a game changer. You've got to know about this. It's pretty cool.
Absolutely. I have, like I said, I've been in real estate for 22 years. I actually used to have my own mortgage bank where I was able to, do transactions. And I think this was like maybe my first day on Clubhouse, and I was on stage, and it was Jonathan, and it may have been Elvin, his partner. All I know is they started spitting knowledge that I had never been, like I said.
So we were there the same day. Yes.
Yes. And basically they gave a few companies that as a real estate agent or broker you can partner with, and you don't have to be licensed as a mortgage broker, but you can actually still do transactions. And on some of them, you can get up to like 5% on the backside. So obviously, if you're a realtor and you're working with a client, you'll get paid on the front, but you can also help a lot of your clients with that transactional funding. They do transactional funding. They do, I think, up to 75. Actually, one of the companies do up to 80% after repair value. So if you have a property that's needing some rehab or different things like that, and most of them don't necessarily require like a 680 credit score. They actually base it on the deal. So that was a huge aha for me. Like I said, because I work with a lot of investors, and so being able to get that white paper again, like I said, I'm feverishly trying to put all of this together now because I have all of this information that I need to put on paper and put together in my system so that I can put people in the right buckets and be able to monetize all of this information that we just received.
Quick question.
Yes. I'm going to find the lenders for you too, Michaela. I have them because I was going to research on them myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the white paper. That's
the white paper is so that you can use your own branding. For example, my company is Living Better Life. So instead of it being marketed as the actual mortgage company that's doing it, I brand it with my company's name, and it actually goes through my company, although I'm not doing the underwriting or anything like that. But I brand it as if it's my product that I'm putting out there.
And how do you get those white papers?
Once you get approved with the company to do the lending, they send it all over to you. It's basically a PDF that you can add. You can add your logos and stuff too, and you can upload to your website and create a form with it or do whatever you want. But like I said, once you collect the information, it goes to them and into their processing. I have not utilized any of them yet. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm on a whirlwind right now. And most of it is trying to put together my structure. And I think another lady was talking about that, building that structure out, getting everything together. And that was another thing that I came coming to this platform again. Been in business over 25 years, and never have I used business credit. I have always used my own credit. So just being in some of these rooms and just, again, having some of the things that a lot of times too, and I know I'm jumping on, that's the ADHD. I'm jumping all over the place.
It's so much information.
It is so much.
Go ahead, Queen.
But a lot of times what happens is, and I hate to say this, is you, first of all, you don't know what you don't know. You just don't. And a lot of times, I hate to say that, it's still systematically, we're still left behind in a lot of spaces. This information is being shared, and we're not invited to the party. And I hope nobody feels like I'm excluding them by saying that. I'm just saying, as minorities, a lot of times we haven't been included in on the information, and those that have gotten it kind of like keep it to themselves. This platform has allowed us, first of all, to take color, take gender, take whatever out of the equation, because first of all, you don't know what I look like. You don't know if I'm black, white, or different.
You could just as easily be something else. I'm telling you. True.
But at the same time, we can walk into these rooms and we can get information that normally we wouldn't be able to walk into a room and get. So I am so thankful for this platform because, like I said, being in business for 25 years, and I'm good at what I do. But if I had some of these tools along the way, there would have been nothing stopping this. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
But you know why they do it, Queen. But you know why? It's really about the way that the system is structured, the way the lending system is structured, residential versus commercial versus private investor. If you are a real estate agent, and I hate to put it this way, but it's true, you are seen as the opposite, counterintuitive to the investor, which means it's a conflict of interest for you to flow in the same space. But when I was studying both of these, I'm like, why are they not flowing together? It doesn't make sense to me. And it is because investor side funding walks a fine line that I would say the seasoned real estate agent knows that there's a conflict of interest at a certain point if you're not able to think outside of the box.
So that is so true.
So that's why they do it. And that's why there are only specific banks who are there for investors, because they have to know the ins and outs and how to work around every aspect of the deal. I have asked these questions because I'm like, every time I talk to you all and I tell you I'm going back to real estate school, you say, oh, then we won't be able to talk to you. I'm like, well, what in the world is that about? And then I found out it's because of the rules. And it's all messed up. It really is. But the bottom line is now they have found a way to incorporate real estate agents, because guess what? They need you now. The banks need that money now. So they're now open to sharing with you what because I was an investor too, and yes, I use white papers, and yes, I was able to get all kind of percentages on top of loans. And it's because I don't have any technically skin in the game other than the percentages that I might have to put down, and typically that's zero if you know how to write it. So it's all messed up and all unfair. But you're right, Queen Bridget. You did not have access, and that was strategically done. The moment you open your mouth and say, hey, I'm a real estate agent, they're like, oh, can't talk to her. And it's true. It's true.
You know, the crazy thing is, and I was in another room the other day, and I find myself limiting me because of that as well. So, and I know that's something that I have to continually deal with, because I would get to a transaction, and instead of me approaching it as an investor, I would immediately put my realtor hat on and be like, okay, well, let me see what I can do to help this client, instead of, because I feel like I'm taking advantage in that situation. You know what I'm saying? So
because you took something called ethics. Investors don't take ethics; they take economics. They don't care.
That's a good difference. That's a good difference. Analysis, right?
Because you all have this ethical line that you talk to walk within.
It's
and
about
so they would rather not deal with that. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Well, you know, I'm learning so much from you because you know that I'm getting in the game, right? That this whole event was an eye opener for me on so many levels, where for years I have been making excuses why I didn't want to be a homeowner per se. Because I was, you know, being mobile, moving around. Just making excuses.
So much liability. It's a money pit.
It is. There was a lot of liability. I just didn't want that responsibility. And now with this new paradigm shift that we're in now. The new paradigm is predicting that it will be a owner's market, meaning that it will be for renters. There will be renters, people going to buy property and hold it and have renters. And so that's going to be the new paradigm where they're not going to necessarily be promoting people to buy homes because they feel that the home market will be too expensive. So then the buyers will just end up getting discouraged and renting. And so there'll be a surplus out there of apartments to get, and that'll be more affordable than buying property. But what I heard was the opposite perspective at this Clubhouse Live, where I think Greg might have mentioned it too, where, or no, it was Jay, had mentioned about the, I forgot what it was called. It was actually cryptocurrency. They're using real estate in the cryptocurrency space. And that was a mind blow for me right there, because my son is in cryptocurrency, but never had I thought about how they're using this cryptocurrency to buy commercial real estate, and how they're using that where you really don't even have to invest a whole bunch of money into it because you're in that current cryptocurrency space. And I forgot the name of the company that was doing that.
So you're buying a stake. In other words, you're buying a portion of a Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin is tied to real estate. Is that the concept?
I think that's the concept, and it's my vertical equity.
It's almost like a hedge fund kind of a thing, but they're doing it in the crypto space. They are utilizing, and it's not, I don't think they can use it everywhere, and it's only certain places that are allowing it, but they, even now, but they will be rolling it out that, that cryptocurrency will be able to be utilized for, and I don't, like I said, I'm not talking about what I know, just what I heard, as far as being able to purchase property. So, yeah.
Yeah, because there was I think it was the site is called myvirtualequity.com. And you can go in there. When you register with say you're an investor, you're a qualified investor. And then you can go in and look at the inventory of real estate that's available as a qualified investor. And then they kind of show you how you can use that and have cryptocurrency, because it's all on the site. What is it? It's cash flow, generates wealth, hard asset, liquidity, stability worldwide, and then it goes into cryptocurrency. And I was like, wow, they use a cryptocurrency to buy vertical real estate.
It makes sense, actually. It really does make sense, the way that crypto works, and how that a lot of people have jumped ship on the U.S. investments. They still keep it a little bit of a hit. But most people have leveraged the crypto space because it's growing exponentially. I remember when Bitcoin was valued at $17,000 back in 2016. And now, and that was a miracle. And people never thought it would get there, because a year before it was like 3,000. And now it's in the 40s, like $40-something thousand for a coin. Wow. Powerful. My brother just popped in. He's like, what should I do with this? I said, well, why don't you put it in Bitcoin and just let it sit there till you need it? He called me back. He was like, sis, I just woke up this morning. I just put it in there the other day, and I earned $200 off of my $800. I said, well, at least it's growing. And I didn't even know that Bitcoin was growing at that rate, because I just hadn't paid attention to the rate. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing those resources. I'm taking notes from you, Queen Michaela, and Queen Bridget. And again, King Greg asked the loaded question.
Right.
He's good.
That's all going. Just stir in the pot.
So, Greg, did you go to 2.0?
No, I didn't go. I'm probably not going to go until I don't know, maybe one comes towards Vegas, but.
Did you say Vegas? It's coming up.
Are you out west?
Yeah, I'm in Arizona. Right now I'm in California with my dad, but I'm visiting. But I head back out tomorrow, back to Arizona.
What space are you in? I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was asking in what space.
I basically do online. Like I am like a Fiverr seller. That's where I got my start, and then I just it's been quite some time, and I've set up different businesses, and now I do consulting, and I've branched into a lot of different things. But I've done lead generation for companies. I've opened lead platforms where I'll get leads. Like I have one right now for patio covers, like those outdoor living patio covers. So I'll get leads and then sell it to the vendors, and then they'll give me, some type of commission on it. Same thing in the lending space. I work with a mortgage broker. He does the same thing, like investment property loans, private money, hard money, non-QM, those kind of loans. And I'll get leads for him, and charge, basically like a fee to get the lead. But yeah, so I have that's my experience level, and I love asking questions, and I love reading everything that comes in front of me. So I'm just kind of a student of life.
Can I ask you a quick question about your lead generation? What type of funnel system do you use? And like email and response. What have you found to work the best for you?
The best way is you start at email addresses. So no matter what, I collect an email address, because I can always throw that back into Facebook ads and get a similar lookalike audience. If I just like if you like my product and you leave an email address, and I get enough of those email addresses, Facebook is going to tell me. Facebook knows people like you that have the similar behavior and everything that would likely be my client. So it's kind of a shortcut to get more leads. So I start there where I make sure I collect all the email addresses. Then let's say like in the real estate space, I'll see who's doing good, who's doing bad, and I fall somewhere in between. For instance, like I have a campaign right now that I ran for one of my partners, and he's a real estate agent, and I ran it under the campaign of statistics. So I took a pie chart of where the market was last year and where the market was this year, and it got a lot of engagement. People liked it. We got a lot of leads out of it, but I noticed that none of the other companies or real estate agents were posting statistics. So statistics are like a very heavily clicked through story or news cycle. So I went with that. I figured, okay, a lot of people are looking up stories and news cycles about where, growth is at in real estate or where the market's at. And I basically just posted content around that. Or sometimes it's something funny. Sometimes you're in the space and, a bunch of real estate agents are stuffy, and they're all in their suits and all that. And then you post, your ad pops up and it's something funny, and the user gravitates towards that because it's different from what everything else is. Because you can have a thing called ad fatigue. You can come up with a great ad, but it looks like everyone else's, and the audience is all fatigued out on that ad, that look, that style, that content. So I try to throw curveballs as much as I can just to shake it up and be noticed, because, as I said in the start of this, you only have 1.7 seconds. So if they see me post a meme that's funny about real estate, that's gonna be hilarious. They're gonna engage with it. They're gonna say, hey, I'm thinking about selling my house, and boom, now they're back. So it's it took a long time to figure all that out, but I do I do test everything. Like if someone says, "Oh, this is working," I actually will go and look at it. I'll throw $20 behind it, a day or something, and see if it works. And then I keep the data on it. And right now I'm in I came on Clubhouse because I'm like, well, I want to scale my business or start like a YouTube channel where all that footage and data that I've collected, I would do videos on it. Like, okay, I have a case study this week of a real estate agent, and then I'll take a snapshot of where they started when they came in. I'll list out what strategies we saw on the web. I'll list out the results of each strategy, and then the viewer can see for themselves what actually works. So that's kind of my plan, but editing videos and doing all that shit is not easy. On top of having to, do this in real life in the back end. Yeah.
It'll take a whole day just to create an ad. It's a lot of work. If people don't understand, to do it really well and not half do it, it takes a lot. I have a lot of respect for these influencers out here who do this kind of work because it's very labor intensive. It is not easy by any stretch.
Yeah, you literally have to, one, figure out who your competition is, two, figure out who your audience is, and then come up with what the copy is going to be, or what the ad, what is the ad actually going to be. And then once I make an ad, let's say, it's for a real estate agent, I'm doing, 5 tips every seller should know before selling their house, right? And I'll do like a little push page, and they can go to get the 5 tips, leave an email address, blah, blah, blah. But I'll test it. Like sometimes the image, I'll have to tweak it. Sometimes, I do this, not sometimes, I do this all the time, but like Facebook ads, Facebook is, it's definitely, it likes variety, right? So if I have one ad that says 5 tips to sell your home, the actual image, it might be the same image, but I'll turn the contrast up on one. Maybe I'll do like something different on the other one. I'll do something different across 5 different ads. Same message, same everything, but Facebook's a variety machine. So you'll see for the first 3 days, you'll see in real time at a glance which ones are working and which ones are not. I'll take the top 2 that are working and keep those going, and then I'll turn off the other 3 and redirect the money that was going to the 3 into the 2, and voila, we have magic. That's basically the truncated version of Facebook ads in a nutshell, but it is a formula that works. I've done it across e-commerce stores. I do the same strategy with pretty much every client that comes to the door.
Do you have, as far as, because I see you're also on Instagram, when you're running and I know they have, an ad system too. When you're running the ads, do you run the same ads on Facebook that you do on Instagram, or do you run different ads? And then when you run them, do you also post them to like your business page on Facebook as well?
I would run it. Okay, well, first of all, it depends where the audience is. For instance, where I live in Arizona, it's a small town. I've done my market research, so I know in that town, a lot of people do not use Instagram. So I probably wouldn't even run the ad on Instagram. I would just keep it on Facebook, and I would make sure it's in Marketplace, right? Because there's a lot of people in Marketplace, and then I would go from there. With some towns like Los Angeles, there's more people on Instagram, so I would definitely make sure I'm on Instagram and Facebook. But as far as the content, I will size it for Instagram. So Instagram works well with the square, like a 1x1 image, and Facebook works better with like it's a little bigger than it's not quite a square. It's almost like a rectangle that's sideways. That gets the best exposure because it eats up the whole Facebook feed on a client on the other end. So I will mess with the image sizes, and if I do get a chance to do video, I'll do video. Like if the client on the other end is down to do video, I'll keep it to about, I don't know, 30 seconds. But on the video, I will make sure that the first 5 seconds is the grab, right? The first 5 seconds is like the grab. It's either going to be something shocking, funny, or just interesting or controversial, and it'll work. Like it'll definitely work, but it's got to happen in the first 5 seconds, and the totality of the video will probably be about 30 to 45 seconds.
Wow, that's some good information right there. Thank you for sharing it. I'm just coming up in the social media space. I've always just posted just to be posting, no rhyme, no reason, but just trying to get more purposeful now. And like Tiffany was saying, find value in the content that I'm placing. So, wow, that's some good stuff you just shared, though. I've got to, put that in my business.
And in addition to, like, because Facebook ads, good quality content, all that should definitely be taken seriously. But say is going to be the core ideology that you should follow is you want to use it. Okay, so for example, my sister has a business, and the business is on Etsy. She, even though I'm her brother, she came to me like 3 years into her business, because I pulled her hair when we were younger. How do I make this thing grow? And I looked at the back end, but then I asked her, how often are you on Instagram? She's like, I'm never on there. I just go on there to post. Right? So in order to grow, you should at least be on this thing for a half hour a day. Roam around pages, make comments, like stuff, answer people back. Maybe it's a product that you like shoes or anything. You're getting your little icon out there, right? Because what happens when I do it, you guys probably do it. You see a little icon that maybe answered something, and you'll click it, you'll be nosy, and Instagram looks at that, right? There's people interested in your page. Maybe it aligns with that person. If you are engaging with content that you're interested in as a person, then the likelihood of you guys clicking and connecting when you're trying to convert a sale is going to be greater. So it sounds like a weird nuanced thing, but this is what I told her. So she said, okay. She went back, and for a week, she did a half hour a day. And in that week, she grew, I think it was like 23%. Now, if she would have done it an hour a day, would it have been more? Absolutely. Because I've told people to do that, and they have done it, and it does work. Most of my clients that come on board, I say, look, you're going to have to use it. The only way you're going to get your name out there is answering stuff, looking at stuff, letting that icon float around to other little people's pages. And, that's what gets reach. That's what gets growth. And then once you throw ad spend behind content or you post certain content, man, it just makes that machine work a lot better. Another thing is know your hashtags. Know your hashtags. Whatever your business category is, look for competition. Look to see what hashtags they use. For competition, I personally break it down like this. If I am if I sell, let's say, hamburgers, Okay, the competition I'm going to use is McDonald's. I'm going to see what they're using and that's a national level. So then I'm going to look at something like on a state level, and then I'll look at maybe Carl's Jr. or something like that, or something smaller that would be more in a state level, and then I would look at my nearest competition on a local level. So now I have three different people, three different categories, same thing. We're selling hamburgers, but they're at three different levels, and I'll see what they're using. I'll see what hashtags they're using, and I will use them. And that'll help get you in front of it. That's another thing that I'll use.
That is good. Do you use like one of those hashtag like helpers kind of a thing? If so, which one?
I do not. I just use Instagram. Like I'll type it in. I'll look at something. Like I won't do the hashtags that have 2.1 million and all that, or in the millions. I mean, I'll use it, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to just use that. I'm going to use like the lower hanging fruit and start to get an audience like that. So if I have, if there's a hashtag that's hamburgers, I'm going to use hamburgers. If there's a hashtag that's cheeseburgers, I'm going to use cheeseburgers. If there's a hashtag that's best hamburger in Los Angeles, I'm going to use that one too. There's probably not going to be as many people as the hamburger hashtag, but Instagram's algorithm is going to recognize what I'm trying to accomplish, and it's going to start pushing the people that normally roam around the best hamburger in Los Angeles hashtag, and I would get in front of it if the picture's dynamic, right? Because you got to remember, with Instagram, it's all visual. With Facebook, it's a little bit of visual, but it's also what are the words, what's the content, is it striking me as relevant? But as far as Instagram goes, you make those photos dynamic, you make them pop, or you make them just be immediately something that is out of the ordinary. I had a thing with a real estate agent where I took this bright ass kitchen. It was like pink and neon green and all that, and I posted it, and that thing got it got the most engagement. It got so much engagement. It was like in the thousands. It was hideous, and it got so much engagement. And then you know what I did when it got that much engagement? I put $5 behind it a day, and it got even more because Facebook recognizes it as already being a hit. So they pushed it out to more people.
It's like that little ugly dog campaign. Remember that little ugly dog that didn't have any hair, and he became a star.
The rat dog? Really. I know.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is, thinking outside that box. Like, what can you do for your space? If it's real estate, look at what all the other agents are doing and try to throw a sideball into the market. Try to definitely get in there, from a different angle and shake it up a little, because that's what'll set you apart.
To find your greatest competitor, and probably in a different region, because they know what you're doing. So I usually go like a couple of states over. I'm like, who is the best? And then they could be in PA or wherever, but I'm like, okay, I'm following you, and I'm not copying you. I'm not a copycat, but I want to leverage. I want to see what your playbook is. The best playbook is to reverse engineer what they already did. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and sometimes that playbook, you'll be able to see what they're doing wrong. For instance, like there's this gal that's a real estate agent in Florida, and she posts some amazing stuff. I love her content. She's a real estate agent. All of her stuff is always on point. The only thing is she doesn't have any followers, and she doesn't have any followers because what she does is she goes in, posts it, and then she just leaves it. She doesn't answer people back. She doesn't use it herself.
Oh,
and
she's a VA.
Yeah, and that is the difference maker. So if you use content, if you use that content, and then
let me go on my Instagram right now. Make sure I answered everybody.
You know what? I do that. If somebody shows me love, I definitely return the love. There's a group on Clubhouse. I'm pretty sure most of you guys already know of. You know the virtual love train.
Yes,
I love
that. Oh, it's so much fun. Especially in the vortex, and you'll be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, why am I not in the bed?
I know. I did have to pull myself back. But what I started doing, because I would be in that room all day long, but what I would do though is I would go in the room, and the people that are there, even though I'm not pitching or doing anything, I would just click on their profiles and just start showing love. And then of course later on they would show me love.
Absolutely.
So I just, I'm learning that part. I like the natural engagement. I like to engage anyway. So, but the thing that I've made it to the explore page now, actually the last 3 weeks in a row. But what I didn't do was what Greg said, put some money behind it and take it further. That's what I should have done. But I just learned a trick right there.
Yeah, anything.
Made to the Explorer page. Oh, wait a minute, Greg. Hold on. Yes, ma'am. That is plant worthy. Oh,
and then for the Explore page or anything that really takes off, it's going to tell you, right, this post is performing better than 90% of your posts or whatever. It'll give you that statistic. You could definitely be a big thing. I mean, you got to remember, like some people say, "Oh, that's peanuts," and I'm like, "Yeah, but that's one post." You know what I mean? What if you get 3 posts that are on fire a month? Now you're at $15 a day. And then you could easily go up to $100 a day. But you're gonna have to start somewhere, and there's no shame in going $5 a day, because you got to test the market. You got to go look at the analytics on the back, see what it did, see where your audience is, see what region of the world is responding the most to it, and figure out where your audience is and hone in on it.
Greg, you have to get me out the Middle East. Now, I don't know how I end up in the Middle East. Do I look Middle Eastern? Don't answer that. I just need to know how to get out the Middle East. Okay.
You're gonna have to help that fan base.
Oh, like how is my target market in the Middle East? Somebody lying. I don't understand. So, and Greg was like, "Did you hire somebody?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna admit it, but maybe." We're in this day and age, other than of course engagement, but how do you explode exponentially without doing these underhanded tactics? Because I see these people doing this stuff. I'm like, that's just doing too much. I like organic growth. So is that what you always advise, organic growth? Right?
Yeah, I know some people that pay companies to do the followers, and that honestly never works out. What happens is you end up posting something, and that audience was never really interested in it. It was just some follow bot, or it was some kind of follow campaign.
That's what it's about. Yes, that's the evilness of the platform.
It never works out.
Who have 15, 20,000 followers, let them post the post. Look down there and see if anybody's commenting on the post. They might have 1 or 2. That tells me that you have bought followers, and what that does is it actually lowers your credibility. Because I was feeling a certain type of way. I was in a mastermind, and everybody's like, "I got 15,000, I got 50,000, I got 100,000." I was like, "Oh, okay." And they're like, "Tiffany, how many you got?" I said, "I ain't gonna say." And they were like, "No, seriously." I was like, "I'm trying to get to 1,000." And like, "Huh? Okay, let us go look at your page." Oh, that's why I didn't want to tell you. But what happened is they looked at my page and they said, "Wait a minute. Compared to us, your engagement is through the roof. We wish we could get that kind of engagement." And then they all started to admit that they had ball followers. But the girl right here didn't have that. And but when they said, but when you post, people are actually responding to you. And you just wait, and it depends on the platform, like Greg said too, because at the time that I was posting videos early on, they were promoting the IGTV feature. So every time I would post an IGTV video, I would get like 1,000. I mean, a lot of engagement. And I was like, well, I know people don't know me that well. I'm brand new. And it was because it's what they were promoting. And now everyone's doing reels because that's what they're promoting. So I'm learning to just go with the flow. Don't fight it. Just go with the flow and post some reels. Even if I don't really understand them, I guess they're like TikTok videos. Y'all, I think we done got tired. It's 12:30. You are in the
Yes, I'm actually about to get on the road.
you travel. Oh, that's right. The airport. That's right. Oh, you got to take your mom to the airport. You got to pick her up, right?
Oh, I got to pick her up. She's on the red eye. Red eye from Vegas, out your way, Greg. So.
She's flying right over Greg right now.
I know. I like going there. I went there before it shut down the second time.
Who's in Vegas?
Michelle's in Vegas right now. I'm at the Wireless and Prepaid Expo. I apologize for cutting you off.
Ooh, tell us. Oh, he's live. Come on with it, brother.
Well, I have been shooting out my 10K card. Everybody's loving it, so I'm signing up lots of folks.
Oh, nice. You're blowing it out the water. Oh, that's so wonderful, Michael. Oh, are you having fun while you're at the expo?
But of course. It's Vegas. How can you not have fun? You got all kind of really cool eating places that I wanted to try. So when everybody's in during the early hours, I go and try these little restaurants that I can get into.
Oh, yes. And you know what? In Vegas, the thing I like about Vegas is it only comes alive at night because it's so doggone hot in the daytime. So about 10 o'clock, that's when everybody comes out. So it's a waste to go out before 10 o'clock at night.
I love it. But no, 10K has really been working here because I work in the IT industry, and a lot of people don't know about it. So when I pop that up, and then I show them how they can sign up for their own. So I got I think 12 people to sign up today, which is not too terrible.
Oh,
wow.
Go ahead. Oh, you love it. Oh, we're so proud of you.
Mess around, my trip gonna be free.
You got that right. Now that's what we're talking about. And make sure you turn on your airdrop. So when you pass by strangers, if they choose to accept your airdrop scan code, it'll go right in their phone. Just go ahead and turn that on. Oh, that's so exciting. I love it.
I don't let anybody get by me though, because I have my QR code on ready.
You know what?
So what are you saying to them when you're passing out your card? What are some things that you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I tell people, number one, is why do you still have paper business cards in the land of COVID? And do you know that 60 to 65% of business cards get either lost or dropped or thrown in the garbage? If you got this digital card, everybody's got a phone. It's so much easier, and you don't have to carry around all this paper. Think about saving trees. I'm a tree hugger. And they're like, but when they see it, they're like, oh, this is major, because they like, oh, you got a link for this? You got all your links? They do all of this? I was like, yeah. You get that $100 card, that, boom. And if you get the premium card, they can really hook you up. And they're like, what? So they're really excited because we're all geeks here at this wireless prepaid. A lot of people are in the IT industry, and they haven't seen this yet. So I'm like, I'm on the scene. I even got my strategic alliance partner hooked up.
You know what? You need to get that scan code that you got right here and go ahead and tell the vendor to put this on a T-shirt for me. Because every day at the lunch hour, I'm like,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, because 10K does it on his channel. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and put that scan code on your shirt, because that's what they're doing anyway. They're like, oh, he's scannable. Oh, that's a whole nother level. Now you can show them something. Oh, you bring out that matrix on them, Michael. I wish
yes,
I might
all of that.
Matrix, but yes. Oh, I love it. Oh, Michael, when you come back, you're gonna have to start the room. You're gonna have to come up in here and just come with it. Oh, this is amazing. We're so proud of you, Michael.
No, it's Michelle. I'm Michelle, the computer lady. I just have this really deep voice.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Michelle. I was thinking I was missaying it. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. Because your picture's so tiny, I can't see it. I had to click on it.
I know, but that's because that's the QR code. I really,
I know.
This is my 10K card.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm so proud of you. Oh, my goodness.
That's awesome. So awesome.
Oh, Greg, another techie right next to you. Oh yeah, we winding down. Greg and I actually had a conference call earlier today, and because we working on some stuff in the tech world, and I tell you, I'm just excited. I go to bed. I tell people I am serious. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I'm awake, yay! Until so I've been up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like, oh no.
Yeah, I'm usually like that. I'm 3 or 4. That's why I think it takes me about an hour to drive to Raleigh. So I'm thinking, do I want to take a nap? And I probably won't go to sleep. So I probably need to go ahead and get on the road.
Right. You just might as well take your time. You might need some gas. You might need to get some coffee and a little snack to take with you to stay awake. And just ease on down
put my Clubhouse on. Put Clubhouse.
I know. Hey, go in one of the rooms where your eyes get real big. You're like, what did you say? Let's see how this is going to work out. Some of these rooms are like a soap opera, y'all. It's crazy, but entertaining.
I walked in the wrong room one day, and I was like, I guess they were like, can you bring so-and-so up here to me? I'm like, oh, shoot, let me get out of this room.
Right. Like 10K told me one time, because I sent him an emoji of me looking around the corner, like, when everybody's spying on the neighbor on TikTok. I was like, oh, this room is something. I sent him me peeking around the corner, and he was like, get out of there. Next thing you know, he was pinging me to come over. He's like, get out of there now. I was like, I want to see how this gonna end. Oh yes, because I'm like, this woman just told her to leave her man, and she said, okay. Oh, I cannot.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot. And she was like, and she was crying too. I'm so glad you clarified that for me, because I'm thinking that these people actually really know each other. And she was like, and you told me last time I was in here that I needed to leave him. And I was like, wow, what's going to go down?
Now,
unless
he was beating her or something like that.
Because I'm thinking all of these women up here are taking notes, and they're trying to find out where your man is, so when you give him up, they're coming for him. And I'm just thinking, girl, don't fall for it. And she was like, I think you're right. I'm just going to tell him it's over. I was like, what in the hell? I cannot. No. And then she's like, okay, and now the tarot card. I'm like, but I'm in the wrong room. They read tarot cards. And she was like, get out of there.
Well, this has been actually. I've taken quite a few notes. From everybody. Tiffany, I have been blowing up your page. You have some great content on Instagram. I'm loving it. I've been nervous about doing the videos, and so I love the way that you've been doing them. Just kind of showing what you do, and I think it's just absolutely amazing the way you've been putting it out there. So great content.
Thank you. And I had to be brave. I was scared because the ladies in my group, when I first got on during COVID last year, I joined a mastermind, and I was like, people really want to see me like living life? Why? And they were like, because it makes you relatable. I said, but aren't they here for information? I'm a teacher. Explain this to me. And they're like, just try it and see. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Okay, they're like, talk about what you want to talk about, and they really had to encourage me, kind of like we encourage each other in this room. I mean, it would have been so cool if I had known it was in existence. I didn't know anything about Clubhouse, but it would have been cool to just like be connected with each other live. So, but we did the best we could during COVID. We were on Zoom, but it really made all the difference. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna actually show them how I live what I preach, and it has really been helpful. And then Greg is also helping me to be more consistent. And so I'm like you, Bridget, I'm creating systems because really it's a time thing for me. I'm like 30 minutes. I can't get lost because I got lost on TikTok during COVID. I'm like, I had to go through some kind of intervention because my friends were like, you're always on TikTok. They were at my house. What? No, they weren't here. We were on that app where you can watch Netflix together. So we could see each other we were all on FaceTime. And they all looking over, they're like, Tiffany, they ain't even watching the movie. They're like, what are you doing? I said, I'm on TikTok. They're like, we're going to have to do an intervention because it was so much fun. So I had to let go of TikTok because it did have too much for me. So
yeah, my daughter, I told her, I was like, don't you think this is consuming a lot of your time? I can't get on there either because I would just scroll and scroll and scroll, and my productivity would be gone. So
I would get nothing done.
The viral train, well, actually Clubhouse, but I will say I am an information junkie. OMG, I'm a techie. I love information. Anything that I know that I feel like can improve me, improve my business, improve those around me, I'm gonna soak it up. So like I said, my first week on Clubhouse, literally my mom was like, are you gonna go to sleep? She was like, are you gonna go to sleep?
But she didn't understand. It's like watching good content that used to be on TV that we now have to consume in Clubhouse. And it's informational, it's valid, it's real information. Because at first I'm like, okay, where's the punchline? Every room I went, I was like, okay, I'm waiting on the punchline. And it never came. And I'm like, y'all are just giving value just for the sake of giving value, and there's no punchline.
Exactly.
Oh,
I mean, in the past, I would have paid. And not to say that I still wouldn't pay, but the thing is, literally giving value. Dropping gems and dimes like OMG that are life saving to somebody's business. Like I said, I've told you just a few pieces, but even the business credit piece is huge, So, I'm just so thankful for it. And even the viral room, I love their camaraderie. I love their sense of community. I love the fact that you can go to a place and you can see, I'm going to say that us helping us. I'm very, I'm not, racist or anything like that, but a lot of my content and everything is for women and minorities and for areas that's been marginalized.
Everybody in this room is classified as a minority.
Well, amazing, good. I didn't want to be making anybody feel uncomfortable with saying that. I'm trying to be as sensitive as I can. But I just feel somebody had said, we were in a room the other day and they used the example of a burning building, and somebody's going to go all the way down the street and start putting water on the other houses down the street, but yet this building is burning right here. And right now I feel a sense of urgency for my community, for and those around me, to help them, because I feel that they're burning. And unfortunately, a lot of people are getting to a place of extreme frustration where if they don't see a way out, that I don't want to see what they feel their options are. I was listening to something, empowerment is about giving people options, where, a lot of times even I think it's unstoppable confidence. And the guy was saying in there, even with serial murderers, a lot of times they feel like what they're doing, they have no other choice to do. I mean, regardless how crazy it may seem, a lot of times people do what they're doing because they don't feel like they have another option. And so we have to give our kids, we have to give these communities another option, another way out. Because if we don't, I'm afraid of what's on the other side of that. And Michelle was talking about even being in a place. Could you imagine somebody that's young that has this 10K card can go into a community and start just talking up and making 60 to whatever bucks on every card that they're selling, or just demonstrating, getting somebody to sign up for. And I just think that's extremely powerful to put a tool like that into somebody who just needs a plan or needs an option, to do something. So I'm like, wow, I'm sorry, I'll keep going on. But yeah.
No, that's powerful.
I get on here and
it's powerful. I enjoy that because we have to say, okay, what is the ultimate objective? And Greg and I were talking about this one day. What is the whole point of it all? If you're not giving back, because, all of us in this room are really big on giving back. And that's one of the things that drew us here because, Sean has such a big heart. But like spirits attract like. And so he didn't know you and what you were doing in the community and what you're paying attention to the pain points of. He didn't know me. He didn't know any of us. But yet, as time went on, he got to know us and realized it's because we're on the same mission. It's bigger than us. It's about helping those who need help, regardless of race, creed, or color. We're seeing a problem, whatever that problem is God is showing us, and we're going to do something about it. And the only way to do that is to leverage the influence that we have already had, combine it with other influences, which makes it more powerful and more potent, and then actually engaging and making a physical difference. Because I can tell you, when you go through organizations, and I'm the president of one and a high member of another, and I can tell you, sometimes it gets so politically exhausting to make a difference because you got to vote on it, then you got to have a committee, and then you got to, and and in this group, we're like, okay, who's got a need? Okay, what we need to do is, okay, let's done. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, problem solved. Sometimes it's easier to make a difference with a smaller group than it is like an organization or an entity. And that's why it's so hard to get things done to help those who are desperately in need in Congress and on the Hill, because quite frankly, it's so daggone political. So we are going to have to be the change that people see, model. We're going to have to be the ones to affect change. Because we cannot wait. Like I tell people, there is no white horse coming to save you. The hero, the Lone Ranger is not coming on a white horse with Tonto, even though that was a very racist kind of show. But there is no one coming to save you. So we got to save ourselves as a community, regardless of race, creed, and color. We got to save ourselves. My mother told me today was the first day of school because they had canceled a few days because of COVID. And she said she watched in horror as people basically drug their kids out of the car screaming for dear life because they're so afraid of COVID to go to school. I said, that is no way to start school with a child in distress and traumatized. But that's what has happened. And all the kids were screaming, I don't want COVID. That's why they want to see their friends. They miss their friends, but they're afraid. They're in so much fear because guess what? Mama might have died because they were grandma. Family members have died recently. And they're terrified. And you know what I told her? And they have a right to do. Because look at what has happened. So we have to affect change because quite frankly, I'm thinking, if it was my child, no, they wouldn't be going to school. I'm protecting them.
Right.
I homeschool my kids. Anyway. We didn't have COVID. I was scared of the education system. Absolutely. I homeschooled my kids. So I'm I'm like, yes. So if it's COVID, well, you daggone right, I'm not gonna take them to school. But because of the legal situation that my brother's ex has put them in the middle of, the state is in charge, and she has to take him because she said otherwise I would not take him. I was homeschooling. My mother has a master's degree; she's very capable of teaching him. But because of the governmental powers that be, she doesn't have a choice. So we pray over him and tell him to keep on his mask, and he takes 2 baths a day. You know, when he gets home, then after football practice, because she's doing the best that she can. Imagine the pain point of those who said, you know what? Because they just announced it. There's not going to be any busing in the hood. Well, how in the blankety blank do you expect these children to go to school if they wanted to? And the mothers are like, well, how are we going to take the kids to school? We don't have a car. These are pain points that are happening out there. And I'm like, really, y'all? For real, though? And bus drivers are quitting because they're afraid of COVID, so other drivers have to make 2 trips. So the kids really aren't starting school till almost 12 o'clock, and then they get out at 2:30. So what was the point of them coming in the first place then? I mean, we have all these problems that need to be solved. And we can only do this as a community, because I can tell you, Congress is not, they don't have this on their mind. These people are wealthy, they're entitled, they are completely out of touch with reality. Not all of them. Some of them are good, but that's the minority. So that's why they can't depend on them, because Lord knows, whatever bill is going to come down is always going to funnel through the wealthy first.
What she said.
Yeah, exactly. No, I saw a post on Instagram. As a matter of fact, I put it to my story that in Florida that they said one school system had over 5,000 students. Last week, I guess they started, and then they had about 5,000 students that had to quarantine because of COVID. So they started, but now they're quarantining because of COVID. I hate the situation that we're in.
Is anybody really surprised? I'm like, are y'all stupid? Are you surprised? If you have no safety measures in place, and you tell people they don't have to wear a mask, and then you say all of a sudden, okay, put on the mask, and then they're not used to that, what do you think is going to happen? It's human behavior. I don't understand. I just don't. It's kind of like when you hear the buildings leaning and cracking, and you're like, man, it sure is making a lot of noise. Oh, well. So now you're surprised that it collapsed and squished people? Really? Because if I'm hearing all that, I'm getting the heck out. Because I'm a little, kind of scary like that anyway. One wrong move, I'm out of here. And then y'all let me know. I will.
Well, she's telling the truth, though. So people don't think. They want people to think for them. Critical thinking is one of the things that we miss a lot of the time. So I totally agree. And I apologize for jumping in, but girlfriend, you spitting facts. Grandma down.
It's the truth now. Common sense. And I'm like, we were raised with common sense. I don't know where common sense went, because I will sit here and talk to someone that intelligent, regardless, colors out the window. They could be any color. Intelligent. And they will sit there and say, I don't believe in the virus. It is not real. And the only question is say, okay, fair enough. But what makes you say that? I don't know. I just feel like it's not real. I said, no. But you got to be basing that on a fact. Do you believe the flu is real? Well, yeah, people get the flu. I said, so why do you think this isn't real? Is there a real? Well, I don't know anything. I said, so the problem is a lack of education. So why don't you get online, because you have a smartphone. Listen to the medical community explain it to you.
It's so much craziness online though right now. I can understand that some people don't want to do the vaccine and stuff. I cannot understand though why they won't wear a mask. That part right there is confusing to me. I'm vaccinated, of course, and I would hope that everybody, and I understand what they're saying. Oh, this isn't this, and this is not really approved. And I hear all the conspiracy stories. I've never heard so many conspiracy stories in my life.
It's ridiculous. I'm like, oh, so the aliens gave it to us. Okay. It's weird. It's really weird, actually. And I told him, I said, talk to your doctor. I said, but don't just go to any channel. Go to the CDC. Go look at statistics and data. Because, you know, those of us who are wired for numbers, it's about the numbers. And then I asked, okay, so what happened to the, 600 plus thousand people that, that was fanciful. I said, okay, let's say half of it was true and half of it wasn't. Let's just, for argument's sake, there's still 300,000 people who are no longer here. Have you considered that? No. Have you had anyone that you know who's died and they said it was COVID? Yeah, but they were making that up. I said, so what is it going to take for you to understand that this is a real illness that is killing people? If not for you, what about your children? I said, even if I didn't think it was real, I would take the shot because I've got nephews that I care about. I said, now I was going to say, I'm not taking that shot. I'm just going to stay at home. But then I thought about the kids.
The interesting thing, when they first started doing the shots and vaccine and stuff, I was not planning on taking the vaccine. I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but I've always been like the flu shot.
I'm an anti-vaxxer. I don't like it.
But my mom decided to get the vaccine, and she was fine. And it was more for a sense of mind, a sanity, and to take away, like you said, some of the anxiety and the fear around being around other people, where literally I was not going outside of my house and I wasn't doing anything. So I got my shot, and I was surprised when my daughter, well, first of all, my son, he actually got his vaccine before I did. He's in California. He's 25. He actually works with the government. Like, he works with FEMA. And he said the thing that moved him was he's working with these hospitals, and he was seeing thousands of people die a day. And it wasn't because these people couldn't be helped. It was because they didn't have the PPP, the stuff, the personal protection stuff. They didn't have the beds, and he just saw this disease just killing these people. Literally, he's walking over dead people when he was going to these hospitals. And my son has always been out there with one of the conspiracy theories, but he saw, he's experiencing it and working in it with his own eyes, and he's like, this is ridiculous. But then my daughter, when she was home for summer, she decided to, I really didn't, I kind of advised her not, because I was like, well, what if, like you said, that misinformation, talking about being sterile and all this other stuff, again, misinformation. I was misinformed. And she's like, well, she wanted to feel comfortable going to school, because at college, she plays volleyball, they're going to be traveling, and she wanted to feel safe. And so she took it on herself. She said, either I'm going to have to do that, or I'm going to have to be tested every other day. And I don't want to be in that place. So, they made their own decision, like you said, thinking with their own reason. But even at the same time, they still wear their masks. They still wear their masks because they feel that if nothing else, they're going to protect themselves. They're going to protect others, because you just don't know. This is all too new. We don't know what it's going to do. And if it continues to get worse, my prayer is just for these babies. My daughter's roommate, her mom is a nurse in Florida, and she said when they were, dropping her off, she said to me that the saddest thing was right before she left, they had to put an 18-year-old on intubation. The thing that she said was, and it wasn't to be insensitive or whatever. She's like, back in 2020, when people were getting sick, it was a lot of the older population. It was a lot of people that, had underlying conditions. She said, but in their hospitals, the majority of the people are under 37 years old. Under 37. Wow. And a lot of them did not have underlying conditions. So the situation that we've gone from to where we are now. And if people can't see that, if they want to say, oh, well, those people were going to die anyway. They just classified them as COVID, I just don't know. I mean, it's like if we say blue, they're going to say red. If you say, it's got to be a place where it's not political. It's just about kindness and caring. Even if, for example, the Word of God is talking. I'm sorry, I keep going on, y'all. But the Word of God is talking about weep with them that weep and rejoice with them that rejoice. If you see your brother sad or upset or anxious or fearful, I mean, why would we not comfort them? Why would we not be in a place of uplifting instead of being in a place of separating and degrading and pushing people down just because of what they believe? But instead, comfort them. Be kind. Just being kind. I've seen so much just mean off just because of a vaccine. It doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, where's the love? Just where's the love?
Oh, we've been out of order for a long time, my sister, and we can't expect that we're going to go from criticizing and hating on everyone who doesn't vote the same way that we do to all of a sudden loving one another, and we don't think that's going to filter into another part of our life. It becomes your heart. What people don't understand is they're like, well, I can jump over here temporarily. No. The Bible's pretty clear. There's no gray. There's no lukewarmness. You're either hot or cold, and that will infiltrate. And Greg gave me a statistic one day, and it was shocking. And then I thought about it. He said, Tiffany, and I'll let him jump in here to go deeper, but he was like, if it's negative, people want to click and they want to comment without even reading the whole story. I was like, what? He said, yeah, you get more clicks with hate than you do with love. People want to see the news because of hatred. I'm like, wow, is this the America that we've all become a cynic? The majority has become a cynic? What is really going on? But the numbers don't lie. When Greg was spitting out those statistics, I was in absolute shock.
So basically the story is, well, it's not really a story. I have a client who was they were a newspaper in Tennessee, okay? And so I had to do some work for them, and I did the work. And then, when you're on the back end of their Facebook channel or the social media channels, you can see all the insights, the click-through rates, everything. So when they published an article, they published something, and I think it was like, it might have been about COVID or Trump or something. I don't know. It was something controversial, right? They posted this article, and the engagement was, hold on, now I gotta look at it. I don't make sure I don't mess it up. Okay, the thing had 1,700 and change likes and emotions, right? So that's like and hearts and all that. It had, let's go here. It had 896 comments, and the actual article only had 283 clicks. That means only 283 people actually clicked into the article to read it. So when you're looking at things like that, it's like that is basically someone read the headline and then just kind of blew up. Right, because if that was the lowest number, and that was the purpose of the post, was to read the article, and only 283 people read it, and it had just vile hate in it, and it was like 896 comments. It probably had more, by now, but it had, at the time, it was like 896 comments. So all these people had something to say, and only 200 of them actually read the article. And
America's stupid. Oh, we so stupid.
Yeah, and that's what you're dealing with. And, to be honest, like, getting back to, even clicking into something like that, you got to remember the algorithm is only showing you what will keep you on the platform the longest, and it knows what's going to keep you on. So, for instance, there was this room the other day on Clubhouse, and there was this influencer, I'll call it, and he was saying, "Oh my God, these anti-vaxxers are crazy. They're just making comments everywhere, and blah, blah, blah." And I don't see anyone speaking up about getting vaccinated, and everyone just kind of agreed, and they were like, "I know," but the truth is the algorithm showing you that side because that's the side that keeps you on, right? And for the people that are anti-vax, they're getting all the stuff that's saying vaccine is good because that's what keeps them on. And then next thing you know, you're caught in that echo chamber, or you're caught in that bubble. And the thing is, the system is making you believe the world is one way, because all you're getting is just this, oh my God, everyone hates the vaccine, and I love the vaccine. Oh my God, these people are crazy. And
we've been here before with the Trump election and the Russians.
The same thing.
When are we gonna learn?
Same thing happened with Trump. I mean, the crazy thing with the Trump election is that now, like, they were saying that this guy is crazy and he's a Nazi or whatever. The truth is, I don't know if people know it, but Biden, that administration, you can't publish things without running it past that office. If Trump would have had that in place, they would have crucified him. And now we have an American president that you have to pass things through the office to publish it. Now, it's weird. And now the social media can't even bring it up. All these news reporters, they can't bring it up. But the truth of the matter is they have to pass it through the president, the office of the president.
But don't you think that's because they're trying to get a control on all of, it's so much misinformation out there, and so many people that are just, they are off the chain. And any little article, unfortunately, you can Google something or something is shared on social media, and suddenly it's an authority. I don't believe in censorship, obviously, but there seems to be like there should be consequences for people who are just spreading false information, deliberate false information.
Yeah, but who's gonna enforce that without pushing on the First Amendment? There's no one that's gonna push that without getting into a quandary with the First Amendment. It just can't be done. Look at, for instance, there was this huge thing, and regardless of what people believe, this is just the facts. But when they had that during the election, the January 6th thing, they had said that a Capitol police officer died. Now, that report came from the New York Times. The New York Times is the one who originated that story that went viral. Now, what, they said that they beat this cat, they hit him over the head with a flagpole or some shit like that. I don't remember what it is. And then, like, I think it was, they even paraded this guy's picture around during the little funeral and said, "Oh, he was a hero," and this and that. Well, it turns out,
didn't he lie and say too at the castle? Didn't he lie and say?
Yeah, the FBI did the investigation, and then the FBI said, "Well, the video, they had the whole video. It appears that the reporter, didn't, just misreported it." So the New York Times ran an article that said, "Oops, he died from a heart attack," right? So,
on the back
but the thing is, right, but it was buried. It wasn't a headline anymore, and then they already divided the nation, and then they published this like under the radar, like, "Oh yeah, by the way, remember that article everybody rioted over?" And You know, Pelosi was up there saying this poor man was killed in malice, and then it turns out he just had a heart attack, and he didn't even get hit with the thing. And then the reporter who wrote it, no accountability, just they just published a retraction. I mean, that stuff like that happens all the time, and that's social media, right? That's I need to get clicks right now. Doesn't matter if the story's true.
That's why we got all the
what is
out there.
what is salacious? Yeah, what's salacious? What's salacious? What's going to sell? And then they do these things, and they're messing with the psyche of the American people. They're dividing them.
And they're teaching the younger generation to lie is the quickest way to the top. I mean, we got an integrity problem. It's creating an integrity problem. It's awful. And one young lady came in a room, because, you know, Greg, we talk to a lot of young people out here. And, you know, to look at her Instagram, you think she's living a good life. Of course, we know people only post the best. But you would never think that she's crashing and burning. She's like, I can't even pay my rent. I can't even do this. I can't even do it. I'm looking like, wait a minute. Didn't you just post in front of a car? But then if you go to, you know, someone that's honest and say, oh, I was at the car dealership. I saw the car and asked, could I take a picture in it? Okay, now that makes sense. Because you're not perpetrating a lie. You're like, oh, I'm looking good, but this ain't my car. Maybe one day it will be. To me, that's honesty.
Right,
teaching young people to just lie their way to the top. And I'm like, the only thing that you're doing is hurting yourself in the long run. Because you're going to feel empty. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when I was younger, I had friends like that. Friends that they would meet girls, and they would say, oh, yeah, you know, I make six figures, I drive a BMW. And then I would always tell them, like, what are you going to do if you start dating? Seriously. Like, they're going to be like, where's your BMW? Like,
I'm like, you just rolled up in a hoopty to pick up my daughter? Boy, you better go somewhere. It's going to blow up. I want her to be safe. Here the keys to my car.
Yeah, and it always blew up. It always blew up. I had like a couple friends like that, and I would just crack up. It was hilarious. But, yeah, I mean, misinformation is rampant. Like, at this point, who knows what to believe? And at this point, whether people are anti-vax or vax or, you know, Republican, Democrat, nobody's changing each other's mind with this approach. Like, we're all in Clubhouse.
No, we got a vaccine problem. We got a sickness problem we need to deal with here. Stop
like
focusing on the color line.
Yeah, the approach is like just it's nasty. Like, is it? You know, I saw this guy who I actually, you know, I've read a couple of his books, but he's an author, and he wrote some vile piece on how people who don't want a vaccine, you know, get a vaccine are murderers and this and that. And I'm like, how's that going to change anyone's mind? I mean,
hey, Greg, you remember when they told the homeschool moms who were anti-vax, you know, just before all of this happened, that they was crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. People. Yeah. Same. Yeah. Because, you know, I when I started homeschooling, I was in Oklahoma, and you had you had different kinds of families that homeschooled. You had some that were completely they called themselves unschoolers. They, you know, basically completely untraditional. They did not want to take part in any kind of, you know, traditional education. I mean, I believe in, hey, homeschooling is homeschooling, and different kids learn in different ways. But there was a complete population there that they did not believe in doing any type of vaccinations and blah, blah, blah. And so they were kind of shunned when they came to the, you know, the co-ops that we used to have. Because we all just came together. We would all just, you know, help, you know, educate our kids. But they were usually shunned by some of the other families that, you know, they still did the vaccines and stuff like that. But it's interesting how now nobody want to do vaccines anymore, you know.
Right. And it wasn't that long ago that they were calling people who wouldn't vaccinate their children crazy. I'm like, wow, what a shift in thinking. And I'm sure the homeschool moms who had these disagreements with their neighbors and friends are looking at them like, you must be really, now you want to come over here on my side, now you want to come?
Yeah.
But but I don't hear anybody saying, "Oh, we want to homeschool our kids." I'm like, is the homeschool population growing? I don't think so. Why y'all trying to push these kids in school? Because the only thing that's gonna happen is gonna shut down like it did last year.
Yeah. I guess for me, and maybe it's because I was already open to homeschooling. And matter of fact, my daughter, we put her in public school for her senior year because she wanted to experience the brick and mortar public school. She had been playing volleyball, club volleyball, and she wanted to be able to compete against in high school on that level kind of thing. And as soon as volleyball season ended, they went on back home, learning at home. And she was like, well, I guess I should register for school. But I mean, she did good. She made all conference and stuff. But it was, yay, my baby. But it's interesting. I think you would think that more families that don't want to put their kids in that environment would either be looking for either virtual schools that are trained for virtual education, because I was on the board, and that was our thing. We had, matter of fact, in North Carolina, we were one of 2 schools that were virtual schools. We had over 3,000 students, and most of the families, we found that our Black and brown boys, they performed higher than our state levels, and I mean, it's a lot of things that can happen. Like I said, when you take out the actual face of somebody, and you don't have the those some limits in place, you can see some people do a lot better. But they were trained for a virtual environment. You can't run a virtual environment the same way as a brick and mortar school, and I think that's probably why they didn't do so well when they converted over, kind of a thing. But I would have thought that more families would have opted, if they just don't want their kids in that environment, to either look for some people that either homeschool or look for a real virtual school. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Oh, that was powerful, Queen. Oh, we have AJ on the stage. Hey, AJ, how you doing?
Good. How's everyone's night?
Oh, we hanging in there, just having open discussion. We've been talking about the 10K card at the live 2.0. We've and Michelle over here with the QR code on her emoji. She is at a show herself in Las Vegas, and she has been spreading the 10K card love, and has about 12 people signed up and ready to go. So we've just been enjoying ourselves, and then we've been hopping around on different subjects regarding different things in this season, because we got a lot to talk about. So what you been up to, AJ? Do you have your 10K card?
I'm not sure with what the 10K card is.
Did you say no?
He said he didn't know what it was. Let us explain it to him. You
go ahead, Michael. Break it down.
10K is a digital business card, but this digital business card is unlike any that you've ever seen before. This card, set up correctly, has all your links to your website, all the links to what you do, your LinkedIn, anything that you desire on your page as far as your social media. This way, instead of you taking around paper cards, it gives you this little QR code as you see in my profile. Has your QR code, and that way when people scan it with their phone, because everybody has a phone these days, at least 89.9% of the population in the United States. And that way they can get your business card without you having to give them paper. Saves trees, but guess what? The other thing about having paper cards is 60 to 67% of those get thrown away, lost, or they disappear.
I still can't have my client's card.
Right. So and you have a lot to go through, and you have to try to put them in a Rolodex. So I had a box that actually flew out the window accidentally because I had a grandbaby in the plane.
Oh,
yeah. Right. And so by the time I pulled over, they had all blown away. So for me,
Michelle, you littered. No wonder you done converted to digital card.
exactly. I'm so happy I didn't get a fine, but if the officer had seen the little cute grandbaby, I might have got away with it. Who knows? Praise God. But at the end of the day, you have this wonderful business card that you can share really easily because you can hit the scan button, they can scan your card, and if they can add it to their contacts. Like it's, as they say, easy enough for a 4-year-old to do it.
I know these kids know how to do some stuff. Oh yes, AJ, go ahead. I hit you with that back channel link too as well, so you can see it in action. And they don't all come in pink. One of my primary colors is pink, as you can see. Yes, sir.
Well, I'm a breast cancer survivor, so that's how we get down.
No, I love that. It'd be very, very, very useful at networking events when you're going through so many different people, even out and about meeting with clients. So yeah, I like it.
Oh, wonderful. And what you can do, if you look on there, on any of our cards, you can see where you can actually create your own card. And you don't have to do it right now. But if you scroll all the way down, on the bottom of any of the 10K cards out here, you'll see the digital promo card. And you'll also see Get My 10K card. The Get My 10K card is an option for you to create a free promo card just so you can see how it works and see how you could possibly use it in your business. Or you can just click around. You don't have to create your own card. You could just come over here and Mr. 10K would actually create your card for you. And that's what he did for me. And that's what he does for a lot of us. He will create it for you and just pop it in your inbox. I mean, he's just that smooth. But right now, he just came back from he and a lot of others just came back from Clubhouse 2.0 Live. So they're kind of, trying to catch up with the kids and the family. So, yeah, do you have any more questions? I saw you unmic.
No, I like it. Well, thank you. I'm going to check it out.
Okay, yeah, take your time. It's wonderful. And it has a lot of features as well. I need to look at your profile. What kind of business are you in?
Well, I do many different things. I'm a social media influencer, whether I'm known most on TikTok, and own a cleaning company, and now I've transitioned into the real estate world, doing a lot of part of the acquisitions team. I'm still doing my other businesses as well, so I just do a sort of thing.
So, like Greg and Michelle over here, you're basically living online because you're a techie, and you just came to the right room. Greg, right below me, is a techie, and Michelle, who's at her tech conference, is a techie. I'm a techie too, but I'm more a designer.
Well,
I like
awesome.
pretty
I
things.
do have a question.
Yes.
And to facilitate that move, because I'm 22 years old, I've had all kinds of fun where I'm currently at, building different businesses. I'm looking at relocating and trying to find a position with a company to kind of help me stable in the area. I'm wondering, someone's very knowledgeable about being a creative director for a social media brand. It's like I built my influence over to 1.5 million on TikTok. I'm a creative. I'm wondering, what would a salary for something that's like a creative director for what would someone expect, and how do I determine my worth?
But you said that last part, you're a little muted, and I'm gonna let Greg jump on this one because I already know you're talking technology and TikTok. Go ahead.
Well, I'm still looking at I'm looking at your Instagram profile, but are you monetizing your content now?
I've been creating content for about a year now. I did for a portion. I made some money with it, but I didn't have a love for the industry that my page revolves around. I did it for so long, I got bored of it. I was trying to finish up a course. was like, I just don't want to do this anymore. I'm trying to build with brands, relationships, but I'm kind of about 4 years ahead of the industry I'm in as far as who would sponsor me. So I kind of exhausted my different avenues for monetization. So that's another reason why I'm not making enough money for the time I'm putting in.
So you're looking for ways to monetize, increase monetization at the bottom line? Mm-hmm.
Not at this time. I'm actually looking at how can I leverage the skills I learned, what I'm knowledgeable on, enjoy creating to find a career, a high-paying career with a company now. And I'm also doing real estate. So, but that's what I'm looking for. So understanding, okay, what is someone like me valued at? How do I figure out the value? Going from a business owner to employee.
And when you say content creator, are you saying content creator in the sense that you know how to do video editing and like what you know how to publish, how to set up analytics, like what
Yes. Well, that and I've been built out an educational course that I put actually the service I provide for others, building up content for them, managing their social medias and running their ad campaigns. I did that for a while, but I was like, that's just not what I enjoy so much. I'm just to the point now. I want less stress and go more into an employee position for now because I've been a business owner for 5 years.
Yeah, there's definitely people looking for someone with that skill set all the time. I mean, you know, you're how old again? 22?
22.
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind when I hear 22 is try different flavors. Like you're gonna, try working for someone, see how you like it. You may go in there and discover you don't like it. You've done like the pressure washing, you didn't like it, or you got tired of it. So, you could still be trying to find your groove, and that's okay, man. Like really, that's okay. But the thing is you do this, the main skill set you have that is going to come in handy no matter where you go is that you can create something from nothing. So, whatever you decide to do, like, you're going to succeed at. At this point, if you want a dollar amount, like how much can someone make? Well, it depends. If you go with a marketing firm, how they're going to do it is they're going to give you, let's say, an hourly wage. Okay. You can make anywhere between $35 to about $150 an hour. If you get picked up on some type of marketing campaign for some type of bigger company, they'll bonus you. Yeah, they'll give you a bonus. You will discover that you're going to be able to make more independently than you would at a company. And a lot of people are going through that because a lot of these companies are hiring right now.
About work. Just don't want to say, okay, I'm gonna need $7,000 for my service where I create 90 videos for you, and that involves a creative director, editor, videographer, flying out to someone for $7,000, $12,000 to justify the value. They always have to point, well, you don't have a proven track record besides yourself, and it became a very hard sell. So in my mind, build up a more of a reputation because ultimately I love the but just trying to figure out the right path to build a better reputation.
I apologize, Greg. May I jump in for a second, if you don't mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
AJ, I think I have the perfect fit for you. I got a couple of guys out here, and they do what you're doing. They have a marketing company, and they're young, but they're like really easy to talk to. If you get with me, and what I'll do is I'll get you their information. That way you can talk to them. I think they can give you all the answers you want, and you might even be able to go to work for them.
That would be amazing. Because, like I said, I'm looking. I'm not, like I said, like I've been a business owner for 5 years now. I'm 22 years old. I've done it since I've been out of high school. I'm like, if I can leverage what I've learned from my past experience and find a new location to have new experiences and try different things, that's ultimately what I'm looking for while building my reputation.
Well, these guys are a little bit older than you, but not much. Corey, I think, is 29, and Mark is 31. So they're in your age range, but they're doing some amazing stuff, and I think you'll be a perfect fit for them.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to like take the room into a whole new course. Just figure out what I asked. That's the thing I've been trying to figure out today. I really appreciate it, Michelle. I'll definitely reach out to you.
Yeah, and that's cool that you asked, because we're definitely, this is definitely a space where we all try to help each other grow. But the thing too is you're 22, man, but you're ahead of the game. Like when I was 22, I was a knucklehead. You at least got your shit together. Like, so you're already winning right now, and right now you're gonna go through the phase where you're taking this skill set and you're gonna apply it to something, and that something is gonna have to align with you, because you're having a hard time aligning with what you're doing. The skill set's there. It's you could get you can get some kind of account for an oil company, and they're gonna say, I'll pay you $100,000 a month, and you're like, yeah, I don't want to work for an oil company though. Or maybe you work at a month and they're like, yeah, you guys are scumbags, I don't want to work here. So you at least have the skill set, so you've already kind of won. Now it's just a matter of trying to find something you align with, an ethos, a principle, a core belief, or some type of product that you can get behind. And I would focus on that. I did that later in my life, as far as my story, but you gotta jump on it at 22. So right now you just focus on discovering what you believe in, as far as like what product you want to get behind, what company you want to get behind, and then make a beeline towards that. Even if you get in at the entry level, dude, you're gonna shine quick. Especially, I'm looking at your content here. You get the basics down. You understand time lapse and engagement, and you're gonna be fine. But the thing you won't be fine with is who you align with. So make sure you take your time in that regard.
That makes a lot of sense. It's actually ultimately what my problem has been is I excel in something, but then I feel like I've accomplished what I wanted to, and there's nothing further after that because I don't have a long-term mission other than to get money. So that's one thing I've been trying to figure out for my own career, my own path. But yeah, no. As far as the content creation go, I've built out several PDF documents and things that go into very descriptive detail on the algorithm and TikTok, because ultimately what I specialize in is teaching people how to get 30 million views, 60 million views, and go from 0 to 100,000 followers in 3 months, and doing that for them.
Well, hopefully we were able to help you and at least give you some comfort in knowing that you have all the skill set. And feel free to come back here anytime. We're here. Yeah, we don't mind, because it takes a village for even us. I learn something new every time I come up in this room, and it's powerful. I learned something from Queen Bridget, Queen Melissa, Queen Michaela, Queen Michelle, and King Greg. Now, the others over here, they have been silent the whole time, but I did learn something from them by looking at their emojis. I know they're awesome. But I'm telling you, just come on over here, because that's what Clubhouse is all about. And keep floating around the rooms that interest you. And when you can add value, that's what gets people's attention. So I tell people, stay in your lane, know what you know, and leverage that. So when you're in a room and you're like, I can do that in my sleep, well, get on the stage and say, you know what, I think I can help you with that problem. Because again, you're looking to be hired. You don't know who's in the room. And when you're done adding value, hey everyone, if you check out my bio, I'm looking for a JOB. Because I really want to get more experience. Let the people know. You might be surprised who you end up working for. So definitely. And make sure your resume is linked up and you're ready to go. So, and you know what do the research to see what your salary should be at, so you don't have to wonder what should I be paid. You kind of know what it was. And you want more. And there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. Because what you don't want to do is get in a position where you're bored. And that's what Greg was saying. Don't be bored. Oh, there you are. You moved around the stage. You don't want to be in a position where you're bored. And you want to be challenged, because that's what gets you going. Because one day you want to leverage that new skill set that you've learned to form your own agency. And now you're working for Fortune 500 companies, because it's about scaling and pivoting. And people are doing that all the time. So we have a lot of faith in you. So definitely.
One thing I might add, just to, just in case asterisk here, but if you're still kind of undecided, like what direction you want to go with your skill set, or what business category you want to promote or work for, while you're still in that transitional period, still do something, like to keep your finger on the pulse. I've had buddies that they're like, I can't decide what I want, and then they take like a little hiatus, 3-4 months, then they come into it and their fingers been off the pulse and they have to play catch up. So I would constantly stay in the game, and just keep knowing what you know, like keep digging on more skills, on on changes with algorithms, or what new platforms are coming out, or what new features platforms are introducing. Like Instagram just did Reels, and YouTube's doing Shorts, and just keep your finger on the pulse, even while you're looking, even if you're undecided, because you never know when you're going to need it.
Sure. I really appreciate that, John. TikTok is everything about it. I'll try to get away from it for a month, 2 months, 3 months. And it's just so prevalent, because it's been built into what people know me for. So it's something that's constantly coming back, and people are constantly reaching out for. So I can't get away from it. So I'm like, I want to embrace it and go further with it. I just hopefully got tired of creating pressure washing content. And I was like, I've kind of done everything I could. So let's try to see if I can do this for somebody do this on a different scale. But it means a lot. Everyone's trying to if you need more direction. I think my biggest challenge is going from a business owner mindset and knowing how to excel as an employee. I think that might be a challenge ultimately, because, like you said, Greg, it's learning how to go from nothing to something, and it takes a lot of ambition. So I'm like, how do I get that employee role? But I'll figure it out. I know I will.
Like I said, you're ahead of me. I mean, I was a knucklehead at 22. Man, I could not do anything. I mean, it wasn't around, that's for sure. But it, even if it was, I wouldn't get involved in it. I just had a whole different way of thinking. Like you're pretty grounded, and use it, capitalize on it.
For sure, I'll say grounded. Maybe I've been reaching out to Grant Cardone's here. He's office all the larger influencers. I'm like, I'll leverage my following as the heading in the subject line and get their attention. And now I have to meet with Grant Cardone's team, which I don't even know if I would want to work for that man. It's like I was just trying different things.
Are you on YouTube as well?
No, I never looked that up, because I was like I said, well, the TikTok first, and then use that to run ad campaigns for us, and just ultimately grew to learn it more. But I was like, hey, if I ever start making real money monetized through TikTok, so I had a following on there, then I would invest more time, energy, and money into building videos because this is everything. Anytime content creation, you can get stuff like this and time it takes hours of 45 minutes for a video or take 12 hours of right. It's just not worth it. And sorry, I've also been smoking a little bit, so I might drag something out.
Yeah, well, because the reason I ask is YouTube. I know that content does well. Like you have a couple videos with pressure washing, and I got to be honest, like all that stuff does very well. Yeah, I know YouTube pays well. So even with a small following, you know, your view count can definitely get you paid. I've seen it with clients that I've had. You know, maybe they have 20,000 followers, or you know, even shit. I've even seen 10,000, and those people are making, I don't know, like 20 to 40,000 a month. You know, because the view count is just huge. You know, people just will watch that through to the end, and you know, YouTube will gladly pay that.
Yeah, I looked at that, and Facebook. Facebook is, I think, going to start paying creators as well. I follow a lot of the stories of a lot of the top YouTube creators, like Mr. Beast, and a lot of those guys are going over to Facebook actually now. So there's different things I can do. It's like, figure out what do I want to do. Just trying to figure that out. So I'm weighing my options.
Well, yeah, keep us posted. I mean, you know, yeah, next time we talk to you, it might be something crazy like, oh man, I got into barbecuing and recording that. But yeah, man, write it out and enjoy.
That's how it goes. Create. My mind is like, as soon as I create something in my mind I want to do, it's like I kind of skip 0 to 100 or 0 to 10. And it's just like something crazy happens. So definitely keep you updated. But I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for stopping by. While you were talking, I was learning something new as well. Actually, I actually have been at my desk working the whole time. And I'm like, oh, I finally figured out the digital business card because Greg issued me a challenge. He's like, why are you using that software, Tiffany? You know, there's a better way. And he didn't tell me what the better way was. And I didn't ask because I'm like, I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to be a hero. So, yeah. I really like listening to conversations because it challenges me. And I'm like, yeah, I can do it. And I did. I figured out how to do it without software and created myself, and it's better. I'm such a geek. People don't know that. Well, they do now. Thank you, AJ, for stopping by. All right, everybody. I'm going to reset the room because it's 1:45 and we better go to bed. Hey, Shay. Oh, my girl, say it's down there. I'm sorry, y'all.
And I didn't even get on the road. Yeah, this has been good, guys.
Oh, you're supposed to be going to get your mom. Don't you leave her hanging?
I know I'm going to get on the road shortly, but this has been amazing. You guys are good.
Oh, we're here for you. We thought about you. Like, oh, she's about to get on the road. Let's make sure.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for our show. We're gonna be doing a show.
All right. Yes, don't let the cat out of the bag yet, Greg. We gotta come out with a bang.
No.
Yes.
I'm just planting the seeds.
Yes. We're so excited. So excited. Sponsored by 10K, of course. Oh, I got to tell you something. Remind me tomorrow. I know we're going to have our morning discussion. Remind me tomorrow. Because we have another partnership that's coming along. So, yeah. You know who it is. You're like, oh, no, you're not going to leave me out. We need to talk clean. I was like, oh, Greg's going to get me. Oh my goodness, all these gems and Bridget's gonna take over the real estate worldwide in the process. And she's gonna be writing all this loans. I'm just so excited. Oh, this is great. You know what? This is the friendliest room in Clubhouse. I know other people say that, but we mean it. we just so full of so much love in the 10K card family. And then Michelle didn't hold it against me when I was calling her Michael. In my world, it would have been a discussion. They're like, my name is not. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I told you my name is not. And you didn't do any of that. You're like, Queen, I'm a woman. My name is Michelle. You got it right the first time. I love you.
We have to give each other grace.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, y'all. You don't have to go home, but I think we might need to go to bed because I'm starting to sound silly, and that is not a good look. But I am silly my great now. Greg is like, you have a funny sense of humor. I'm like, I'm glad you get to see that because
she's getting punchy.
I cracked myself up. My friends are like, you just have too much fun. I said, you know what? I'm still alive. 600 plus thousand not here. I'm still here, so I'm gonna have fun for them too. So yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. I just love life.
Tiffany kept me entertained when I was driving from Arizona, so I'm forever grateful.
Oh yeah. I totally joke. He's like, you're really funny. I was like, yeah, I crack. The way my brain works, all the people just knew. If they knew when they were being real serious, I'd probably have them in some kind of costume dancing across the stage because I'm thinking, you can't be that serious. You really can't. Yes, indeed. So I'm sure I'll see you guys in the rooms. I'm the wise CEO. Even though I have a sense of humor, I am full of wisdom and I thank God. But guys, it's time for us to go to bed because I'm sure Sean 10K has done tucked the baby in and everybody's gone. He's like, I'm gonna leave the phone on because I'm going to sleep. So thank y'all for coming. Y'all, yeah, I know, right? I have too. And he's like, Queen. I was like, I don't know if you called me or not. I'm gone.
You know you have a Clubhouse problem when you wake up and the phone is on your chest and it fell. You know, you're just like, you just knock out.
Exactly. We need a Clubhouse intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Clubhouse intervention room. For all of you all who are going to Clubhouse with the parole, come to this room and we're going to learn how to meditate.
I will be connecting with you,
okay.
Tiffany. And actually, maybe you can help me organize some of my stuff on my 10K card.
Oh yes, I'll take a look at it. Just DM it to me when you get a chance. You just whenever you not while you drive. Whenever you think about it, just send it to me on the back channel or however you want to get it to me, and I'll take a look at it. I don't mind. And then if I came through, I'm like, hey Greg, look at this. Okay, what do you think?
I know. I put my little lab coat on.
I know. We're like, oh, it's all jacked up. Wait a minute. No, I'm just kidding. No, you know what? I was actually, Bridget, working on my card. I got it 2 weeks ago, like a few days after I got on Clubhouse, because I guess I was stalking the brother. I was like, who has a 10K card? I'm going to find you. And so I was tweaking mine because I didn't have all of my things in order, but that's okay. Because one woman said in a room, she said, the key is, I think Rick, she says, the key is not to have it perfect, because I'm a perfectionist at heart. It's to get started. She's like, just get started. You don't have to have anything perfect. Just get started. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I got to stop with all this daggone perfectionist. Okay, I got it. And we just got to make sure we get things going and started, because I found out if I get it started, I'm going to work on that thing for real. Okay, let me go over here and make sure I got my LinkedIn business page together, because he's sending that to my personal page. Let me make sure it's directing right. And I still had to build it out, and I did that. I was like, I just got to write a post. Okay, I can do that. And then I was like, okay, 10K, already. Let's make sure we update. So I've been updating all along, but I create notes in my phone so that when I do send it, I can send it all at one time. And I'm still tweaking it, but, he's so open and so kind and friendly and able to help guide. And he'll say, well, Queen, because you didn't have this together, that's why we should leave that there. He's a wonderful advisor because he's seen this. He can do it in his sleep. So, yes, we're here to help guide you and help you get everything set up. So, yeah, I would love to help you.
Yeah, I was going over my card and I saw that I had some things that I had duplicated. and or I have different websites doing the same thing, kind of a thing. So yeah.
Oh yeah, we can help work through this. Yes. Oh, and you got the gyms. I love the gyms. But yes. We got. Oh yeah, we got to up level. I like the royal purple.
You know, on some of your things, Bridget, on the card, if you wanted to remove stuff, sometimes you have to put it in those notes on the bottom. That like the last box, there should be like a big comment box or note box. Let them know in there, please remove blank, or because sometimes it'll get or it'll populate something twice, and they don't know to remove it. So just let them know, remove, maybe bold letters, or not bold, but capital letters, remove, and then, just reference the thing you want removed.
Yeah.
Does
and
that make
you don't have
sense?
to use all your diamonds at one time either, because I didn't.
So can you explain a little bit about the I just jumped in. Don't even know.
You know what? I see this linking to other links. I'm gonna go through this after my morning meditation in the morning, because I see that a lot of it's leading to, like you said, there's some redundancy. So I want to go through first and just clean it up and make sure that the grid kind of makes sense, and then go from there. Because I'm sleepy right now, so I might not give the best advice at this present moment, but I can already see that, there's a lot of repetition. So, yeah, we can help you with that. Because, his team, they're here to make it happen, but we still have to give the outline of what we want the vision to be, because we know our vision. So, yeah.
Absolutely, and that's where I need to get my focus so that I can, like you said, share with them. And probably I put everything on there.
And we got to take some of it out.
Yeah. So I appreciate you guys.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So when you're not driving, you can take a look at mine and see how kind of clean it is. But it did not start out that way, Queen. No, it did not. It took a while, but even tonight I was sending an update tonight. So know that it's not always going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. You just want the key information there, and you don't want your customers to be overwhelmed. And like Greg was saying about another card, it's so important to put where you want the people to be led. Because I was like that. I'm like, oh, give it all to them. I don't want them to think there are any obstacles, but the worst thing you can do is give people too many options. So definitely, we will take a look at this and we will go over this with you.
Yeah,
and we'll get it cleaned up.
Too many options confuses a user or a visitor. Like anything that you do, always 3 options most on the table. I mean, with the 10K card, obviously you could play with it, but the less, the better, so they don't get confused. And another thing I need to ask Sean. I don't know if you know this, Tiffany, but Bridget's card, it says sell your home, and then it has like the text icon. Does he have icons? Like I could put a house on there? Like if I did sell your home, and then the icon's a house?
That's what I'm thinking. The icons aren't.
I was noticing that on yours too, because Tiffany, you have different icons. Like on the first one, and I was like, oh, I like that icon, and I was just wondering, even if I, could change up some of those icons.
You can. That's why I sent you mine, because it's kind of clean. And I know some people do so many different businesses, but their business plan is perfect for what they're doing. But for me, I want to be very strategic, because really my ultimate goal is to get them into my funnel, into my lead, so I can start communicating with them on my own platform. I don't want them to get stuck in my cards. Yeah, it's great for reference, but I want to make sure that I'm fulfilling your needs. And if you need, this, because Sean heard me on stage talking about the fact that I was getting ready to reopen the door to real estate as an investor. And that's one of the reasons we put that there. I didn't ask for it, but I said I need a way for them to communicate. And then I got that. I'm like, okay, this is perfect. So when I'm having the conversation, all they have to do is populate their information. It's really easy, and they can do it right there while I'm talking to them. Because if you tell people to do it later, sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. So I like that, but I don't want too much information because I don't want too many options. And some people's options, hey, it may work for them. But when I click on the card and it leads me to another card and to another card, I'm like, okay, I'm on the web page now. It's too much. So Greg is right in line when he says too many options are never a good thing. I didn't know that before, but now that I know more about marketing and the fact that people take action with fewer options, because we're like that. If we have one or two options, we make a decision. Oh, but if we got five, wait a minute, I need to take pictures. I need to think about this. I may need to come back. And then by the time you get home, you're like, I don't know if I need that anyway. That's what we don't want. We want people to take action. Yes, we'll look at it. And we also have access to other people's cards, and we'll be looking at theirs too. But yeah, Greg, we need to talk about the whole icon thing. Because, you know me, if it's not perfect, and then I'm not going to put it out there because it's not going to reflect me. And that's why I sat here and redesigned a digital business card, not a business card, really. It's a signature for my email because I didn't like what I saw out there. Even Y stamp, even with all the little neat little, images, it was not reflective of my brand. And it was too hard to work with, and it was glitzy. And Greg's like, well, why don't you make your own? I was like, you know what? You're right about that. Let me go figure out how to do that and let it rest on the internet. And yes, we figured it out. Oh, so happy. But I can tell you, that's what you get when you come to 10K. You meet people like us who have experience. And even if we don't know something, like I didn't know how to do this, I'm like, oh, I need Y step. No, I don't. I need to go figure out how to do it and digitize it myself and actually take the time to focus on it. And that's all I've been doing since, between talking, is doing that. And I'm like, now that's reflective of my brand. Because what you're not going to do is look at my digital card and then me send you an email and you look at the bottom of that email and I'm looking all jacked up and raggedy. Oh, that's not going to happen. Now, if I got a Louis Vuitton image, I got to uphold that image. So, yes, I want you to look at me and say, that's her brand. Because people recognize you by what they see. And it's just like any other brand out there, any store to shop at. You know that when you go here, you're going to get this level. But when you go there, you might have to sacrifice some things. But I don't want you to feel that way about me because it's always going to be on point. Always going to look corporate and professional and colorful because I don't like dull. So, you know who you are. So when I see your card and I see that purple, I'm like, oh, she's royalty because that's already giving me an image of who you are. But if purple's not your color, change it. Because he gave me my card and said, oh, no, I don't want a black card. He said, but it matches. I said, I know, but I'm a pink. That's who I am. I'm pink. So make that the dominant color. He's like, okay. So, yeah, you got to do you. So, he gave you that. It looks fabulous, but make it who you know you are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's why I do my color is purple. My book is coming out. It's called Crown Yourself, dealing with royalty, dealing with, so I did want to stay along that line, along that theme, I guess you can say. I have pink and purple. I was going back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Great color combination. Great. And probably with gold in there. Because it's royalty. And you want people to know this is people they know your mindset when they see your product. When they see you reflect, you're like, yep, that's definitely her. That fits her. And then you want that brand recognition because you want to grow beyond where you are. You want to be bigger. So you're projecting where you're going. So when I tell people, when you are setting your vision, it's not about the journey. It's not about where you are. It's about where you're going. And people are like, why do you think so big? Why can't you just be satisfied with small and grow into it? It's just not my personality. And I had to learn to accept that. I can't start anything small. Nothing. I tried. And I wasn't walking around with that fake Louis Vuitton looking bag called Michael Kors, so he be copping off Louis Vuitton, but we ain't gonna go there. Anyway, I'm gonna let that go. Sorry, Michael. I feel like you be still. And so I was like, oh, it's dishonest. I can't walk around pretending because I know he copied that off of LV. I know he did. And we all know. So why are we trying to pretend? And so in my world, you got to be transparent and honest with who you are. And to me, even though nobody probably thought of it but myself, I feel like I was projecting a lie by carrying something that I knew was a copycat. And I had to sell it on Macari and let it go. And then I just picked up my little brief and just went on. So, but that's me. Somebody else will say, girl, you crazy. Give me that Michael Kors. And that's cool. Hey, that's you. Coach, Dooney, Burke, whatever you do, you. But I got to do me. So you do you, queen, and it's royalty, and that's what you're going to look like. But I can tell you that all them icons going down, no, that's not going to work. Yeah, we're going to have to wear something.
Yeah, I got
the
too
top
much
looks
on
great
there.
though. Yeah, too busy. But we're gonna whittle it down, and you're gonna be so happy. You're like, yay, this is what I wanted. All right, Queen, you drive safely though, and pick up your mom and get on back to the house.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great night.
Oh, you too. Good night. And Melissa, are you still there,
You
Queen?
too, Bridget.
Yes, I am. I'm still up.
Oh, she just smiling. All I see is your beautiful smile. And I know you get that a lot. It's so pretty. I say, oh, she's so happy.
Yes, I am. Lot to be grateful for.
Amen to that. Oh,
Yep.
I just love it. Because we're in the 10K card room and a 10K card family, and we fixing to go to bed. I will see y'all tomorrow. So
I know
stay up in here if you want to.
how bad can life be if we're all on a cell phone that linked together? You know what I mean? It's like we're not in it. We're not
People
eating.
we're not even related to.
I know. We're doing okay for ourselves, that's for sure.
I think we are. Really are. Our community is awesome. I love it. And Coach just be looking at this happy holding his check. I just love it. It oozes joy. Oh, that's what life is about. Well, I'm going to head on because I'm starting to get a little silly, so that means I'm asleep. That's what that means. Y'all have a good night. I will talk to y'all later.
Yeah,
Good
same
night,
here.
everyone.
I'm going to head out. So have a good night, everyone, or good morning.
I know. Bye.
We will be back in the next one.
Right. All right, bye.